We are back live. It is Monday morning. I received an email this morning from Bubba the Love Sponge. He said, back to work. Welcome back.
Oh, how sweet of you.
And I said,
Yeah, it was so hard getting out of bed this morning. When that alarm went off.
Probably harder for Artie.
I guess so.
Artie,
it's always harder for me.
I was on vacation, of course, for the week, as we all were. And Artie had asked me to write the foreword to his book,
That's right.
Too Fat to Fish, which is the new hit book. It's already a hit, and it hasn't even come out yet. It's not even done.
You can't read it, but you can sign up to buy it.
Actually, Artie didn't ask me to write the foreword. I volunteered to write the foreword. So,
you did,
yes. So I had a deadline.
Sweet of you.
Yes, I'm a very sweet guy.
Me being the media savvy guy that I am, I jumped all over that offer.
Smart.
Like a douchebag.
Well, anyway, so I was sitting on my vacation, madly trying to get this thing done because...
So you were working on Artie's forward during your vacation?
Yes, I was. I was working. So then I called Artie to find out where I should send this thing because I know they had a deadline.
You finished it?
Yes.
Unbelievable piece of work, by the way.
Thank you. Artie's carrying on about it, but it's not all that great. But
well, everyone I've showed it to,
they liked it.
Oh my God, it's so the comedy's hilarious and the poignant stuff is worse. I mean, it just really is. I told Howard on the message, I said the only problem is the rest of the book isn't going to be as well written.
You know what's funny?
Well, thank goodness there's something.
Well, usually when I write something, I either send it over to Fred to look over, or I'll have my agent look it over. But
this one you felt
it's personal.
No, there was no time to do any of that. He had a deadline, and I respect that. So I quickly wrote it. Beth checked it for grammar, which I'm sure there was a million things wrong. She's really good with that stuff. She was an English major. So, she goes, no, there's a semicolon here and this and that.
Who even knows how to use a semicolon?
Oh, I didn't even know how to find it on the typewriter. I wasn't even sure what a semicolon was, but she seemed to know all that. And then I rushed it off to Artie's publisher. But anyway, so I called Artie to find out where to send this thing. And I didn't get an immediate response, so I called his assistant.
You're trying to send it in, right?
Yeah, I can't find out where to send the goddamn thing.
Not only is it unbelievably, it's first of all, again, I can't overstate this enough that I'm blown away by how great it is. It's really so amazing.
Wow.
And
well, thank you, guys.
Oh God,
I called
well written. It's funny. It's fucking. It's a great piece of work. Everyone I showed it to.
Well, I wish he could turn it in.
I left him. I left him a message saying, "Listen, if you don't like it, don't use it."
Yeah, I know.
said, "I'm not sure that this is
what you're looking for."
I don't even know if you like this, but you feel free to edit it or whatever you want to do with it.
I'm sitting here going through every emotion you could possibly go through reading something, and I'm going, "Wow, what an impressive piece of work." And then I hear Howard going, "Look, if you don't like it," he's a little paranoid like he always is when you. And then, of course, a guy with this kind of work ethic, you give him a deadline. He's calling us. Like, where do I send this?
Well, that was the thing. So I'm sitting in my house on a beautiful day indoors writing Artie's thing, and I go, I can't get a hold of Artie. I can't get a hold of anyone. So where to send this thing? I go,
after working this hard, you got to turn it in.
I said, he's probably out having fun, and I'm fucking sitting here.
He's lying in the sun, enjoying the day.
Yeah, and I have nowhere to turn. But it turns out,
lying in the sun.
So as I'm writing this thing, I get a note from Jimmy Kimmel, who says to me, "You know, Artie's in rehab."
What?
So I go,
Jimmy Kimmel?
I wrote Jimmy back. I wrote back to Jimmy and said, "Don't you think I would know?"
Yeah.
If Artie was, wouldn't I be the first person to know?
How would Jimmy Kimmel be the one telling you?
He goes, Artie didn't show up at the Bob Saget roast, which he was supposed to be at. So
Artie was so excited about this roast.
I was.
Yeah.
I was. I mean, it was the depression of missing the roast. It's the first time I really ever missed anything like that in my career.
You're usually pretty on top of that.
Well, look, the crazy thing is I've done 2 roasts for Comedy Central, both for guys I'd never met before in my life.
Finally, they get to somebody you know.
Right. Hugh Hefner and William Shatner, who I think have forgotten me already, seconds after I left the podium. This was for a friend of mine who I did a movie with that there's a lot of fodder for making fun of. And I was going to be with friends. I was really looking forward to it. And my plane crashed into the side of the mountain again.
How are you here if your plane crashed?
Well,
metaphorically speaking.
Right.
Well, anyway, Jim,
I didn't realize, Jimmy, because Jimmy had called me and said, "You're coming out to L.A. 2 days before the roast." He said, "Let's get together." Which was nice. I had the feeling that he's single now and he was wanting to maybe go hang.
He figures who knows better how to have fun than you.
And I called him back and I said, "Yeah, man, I'll be there." And
yeah, you had great plans.
I did. I actually have plans.
So anyway, I'm like, Artie's in rehab. Well, I said, geez.
What kind of rehab?
Stupid me. I see him nodding, sleeping on the air, rather, and it turns out he was nodding.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I thought it looked like a nod, but I wasn't sure.
All I know is I am such an asshole. Even some guy wrote a song parody talking about how stupid I am.
For not realizing.
I'm always the last one to know that Artie's back on some shit.
Well, even when I bring it up,
you're
defending him.
Yeah, he was tired.
There were times where it wasn't all. I fell off the heroin wagon, as we'll call it.
Yeah, but the week before we left, you were off, right?
Yes, I was very off.
I saw you nodding that week.
Right. Okay, but I fell off about 7 weeks ago. So
I saw you nodding a lot.
Well, there were times where, in the last couple of years, where it wasn't from drugs. It was just from being.
Every once in a while, it was tired.
300 pounds in awful physical condition, but. About 7 weeks.
Where were you scoring?
Wait a minute. How could you get heroin in Afghanistan?
That was a time where I thank God I was able to. What you want me to tell the full story now?
Yeah, all right, go ahead. I was going to wait a while because
it's up
I
to
built
you.
suspense.
I mean, I don't care.
The other heroin addicts aren't awake yet.
Right.
Yeah, well, they're never going to be really.
Now I know I went to Afghanistan. He went direct to the poppy fields.
That's right. He was out in a field somewhere.
Was it driving you nuts to be that close to the heroin trade when you were in Afghanistan?
I made a lot of jokes about it in my sets out there, and they didn't realize how close it was hitting to home. So maybe about 2 weeks before I went to Afghanistan, I had just had a big conference call with the USO, and they're like, "Look, a doctor gave me a physical saying, look, he's not in great physical condition, but he could certainly handle this tour, And
doctor has a lot of faith.
But a couple of weeks before I had went out. And without getting too specific, I was probably hanging out with the wrong crowd in Jersey.
This is about 7 weeks ago?
Yes.
All right.
And, one thing led to another, and I ended up getting heroin.
I feel like
there's no other way to
Ray
put
Charles.
it.
What are these dark glasses? Take off those glasses.
Well, Ray Charles was into heroin. And
he's in rehab. You're in rehab right now, right? In other words, we're sitting here with a man in rehab.
Well, I'm in a therapy with a guy who's involved with rehab, but
right.
it's not like I was overnight. The story's insane.
How could it be?
Right. So, okay. So anyway, what happened was, Subutex is this big, that's like my knight in shining armor when it comes to getting off the shit with the withdrawals and stuff. But I had not put it to the test the way I did this past time.
Yeah, I thought if you take heroin while you're on Subutex,
right,
you don't get high.
You don't get high.
Just the same day. In other words, if you take it within a 24, if you take it within 12 hours, it blocks the high. But if you can stay off the Subutex for longer than 12 hours.
So your plan was, I'm going to stay off the Subutex and then I'll get high.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. What happened was like a bunch of planets aligned that were negative planets.
You have such good plans. I mean, one thing about him, he never plans, but he plans out.
Well, drug addicts plan. I mean, you're planning out. There's a great line.
So you really had a plan to take heroin, is what I'm saying.
No. You were talking about it a lot. Amsterdam was a challenge.
Right. Nothing happened in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
That
you were
was
all right in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I was completely clean. I was clean from the end of a beer league till 7 weeks ago.
Okay.
So it wasn't a plan, but I was drinking when I went out, and I guess I could say I was shooting pool in a billiard league.
Right.
And there's this one guy that he plays in a pool league now, which is all straight. And I really lost a lot on my pool game, tons. But every once in a while he calls me, but I'm afraid to go because it really is shady types.
Right.
And this time I felt like shooting pool, and I went and I was drinking. And
I thought you weren't supposed to be. Was this before you got on the wagon with the drinking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is what caused it, actually. And
drinking is your gateway drug.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like a lot of people. But the funny thing was, I wasn't drinking, and I was doing heroin.
Well, that was the thing. He stopped drinking.
Right, because I was afraid.
What are you doing? Heroin's your gateway drug.
I tell you,
there's nothing left.
There's nothing left to do.
You're just going to blowing your head up with a 𝗵𝗵80, I think. So I skipped the Subutex.
Oh, okay.
To drink.
Right.
You can't drink on Subutex?
You can, but it
ruins it.
Yeah, sort of. It's a bad taste.
It's a blocker.
Oh.
Yeah, and if you're drunk, you don't feel any side effects really of withdrawals. So I skipped the Subutex. Now I found myself at the end of the night drunk. Shooting pool with a bunch of guys who I hadn't gone in a while, who everybody sort of recognized me, like people getting me in headlocks and saying, do this shot, and I was like very accommodating. And I could feel like, all right, man, you know what? I'm in danger zone right now. And sure enough, a guy, knowing my reputation, asked me if I wanted some heroin.
Was this a friend?
Jeez,
no,
you're around.
No,
like you attract some kind of crowd.
Yeah, it was.
Like people just have no heart with you. Like why would a guy? They know you're struggling.
Well, I'll tell you, it's funny since I told all my cocaine problems on this show. For some reason, I haven't done coke since June 14th of '97. I remember.
And nobody offers you that?
You remember your date with
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, that's the point. Like I'd been out in comedy clubs, people put it in my fucking hand.
Oh, gee.
And for
So this
some
guy
reason,
at the pool hall, what's his name? Satan?
Yeah.
I will call him Satan.
Satan. Yeah, so Satan says to you.
He says, you want to, party tonight. There's a couple of broads over here. It would be, they party, blah, 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 blah. So I had a wad of money on me, and I bought a couple of bags, and I ended up.
How much is a
What's
bag?
a couple of bags cost?
The bags, $40.
$40 a bag?
Jeez.
How long
to
is a
ruin
bag?
your life, it's only $40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even free for you? I mean, you're already Lange. I mean, here Satan doesn't give you a taste
that's
for
what
free.
happened. Yeah, I did. I got several for free.
Oh, okay. Good. All right. At least you got something for free.
And, it's like going to Home Depot and getting sheetrock.
Right.
It's I got heroin.
They got a ton of that, huh?
So anyway, I was really like having fun, and
Broads too, huh?
there were broads around, but nothing happened.
But let me ask you something. Now, when you've not done heroin for a long time, do you get that first time
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you know, if you haven't smoked a Marlboro Red in a while and you get a buzz. And yeah. So anyway, it was bad, and I went home, and the problem is I still had a bag left, and I woke up the next day really like almost suicidal, like feeling guilty.
Right.
And Richard Lewis, who, you know, I had never had any contact with besides this show.
Richard Lewis, the comedian.
Comedian.
Yeah.
After we were on here together last time, you know, I exchanged numbers with him, and he calls me like out of the fucking blue and goes, listen, I didn't really know much about you till I did the show with you with Howard. I Googled you, and I watched some stuff, and I saw you have problems, and you know, there's this doctor. I won't say his name. I don't know if the guy wants his name on the air. But anyway, because this doctor that saved my life with addiction problems. He goes, I pay for other people to go there. You know, he really just gets comics and the road, all that bullshit. And I'm talking to him on the phone, and like literally while I got a bag of heroin on the table. And he's saying, he goes, look, I don't know if you're having the trouble now, but, you know, this guy's unreal. He'll save your life. He goes, he saved my life.
By the way, I have to ask one question. Where were you scoring? Did you have to go to Delaware?
No, I got a...
He got a closer connection.
You got a closer connection.
The pool.
Thank God.
Luckily, the guy...
I don't want you driving while you're on heroin.
Yeah, luckily the guy shot pool into a local guy.
Yeah.
Now, I had a migraine headache at this point. So I called up the pharmacist and I said, can I take Tylenol, what I just took, because I want this headache to go away. I take the 2 Tylenol, I lay back down, and I somehow fall asleep. I slept for about 4 hours, and I got up, and I still felt like shit. I was in like my bed was soaking wet, a pool of like, you know, sweat. And I just said, fuck it. I went and I checked myself. I drove myself to a detox that I know about in Jersey. And I just checked in. And I said, listen, I almost died, I think. I told them what I was doing. And it was a place I had been to before. But it wasn't the greatest of facilities, you know. Mm-hmm. But I committed myself for overnight there. So I stay overnight. They get all my vital signs right. And they want me to go to this rehab. And I said, well, they said, the way we'll let you out. So I stayed one night sort of inpatient at a rehab. That's when I checked myself in. They said, we'll let you out only under a therapist's care who really comes and looks at you and lets you out. So I thought of the Richard Lewis guy because he's in Jersey. And I called him up, and sure enough, he called me right back, and he said, I've been expecting your call because Richard said you might call.
Wow.
And he's like an older guy, like a wise old man, you know, who's been through this shit. And he got me out of that rehab in his care. Mm-hmm. And so I just, for the last week, I've been under this guy's care.
Did you have to promise him that you'd come every day and stuff?
Yes. Yeah. It was
every day.
And you know, submit the urine test whenever, blah, all that stuff. So I got myself out of the detox, and I went under this guy's care. And I got to tell you, I was telling Howard on the phone, Richard was right, because God, I have never had a connection with a guy like this guy. Wow. I mean, I just, you know, everything you said about when it clicked with you with this, I said, I don't know, maybe this is, I hit the wall and now it's all got to stop. Right. And he's just a brilliant guy. I feel good talking to him.
How long do you sit and talk to him for?
Well, the first 2 days we talked for 3 hours.
Wow.
And then the next day was 2 hours, and now it's been an hour every day since. And then I went to my shore house for 2 days, and I talked to him on the phone. And
what's his strategy? Are you still on Subutex and stuff, or do you?
Well, he's like, well, the first question was physically, how are you right now? And I said, well, you know, I think the worst part of the physical withdrawals are over, because once I got it all out of my system, I took a Subutex. And he goes, well, you're going to have to take that only as I prescribe. So, you know, no more popping them, obviously.
No more on your own?
Yeah. So, which is once every 12 hours. So that's the only medication I'm on now. He hasn't brought up anything else. But so in the middle of this, it's so fun. I get Howard's intro to the book. You know, again, Howard, I tried to tell you this on the phone. Your intro was so touching to me.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was like, you know, the funny stuff was still funny, but like the serious stuff and the poignant stuff, it's like, you know, we're guys, whatever. It was a lot of stuff maybe, you know, you've never said out loud before. And I was just so inspired by it. Like,
wow.
And I showed it to the therapist, and he's like, wow. You know, he goes, you know, I'm not an enormous fan, but I know this is a very important guy. And for this guy to take this time out and clearly work this hard.
Why is everyone always not a big fan? You can't find one fucking fan.
You never get an enthusiastic person.
He's about 70.
Who, you know, you say, oh, he's a sage, he's wise. I don't like him that much.
I don't like him, but this is pretty good.
He's no fan of mine either. Not a big Mad TV guy.
Right.
He's about 70. You know?
Right.
But
that's what I got out of the whole story.
Right.
That the therapist isn't a fan.
That's hilarious.
Another
But go
knock.
ahead, yeah. So he felt
So he
good
read
about
it, and he read it, and he goes, "My God!" He goes, "First of all, it's such a brilliant piece of writing. Secondly, man," he goes, "like he said, you know, there are tools that people use to stay sober. He goes, you should carry a copy of that and just read it whenever you feel like you need it." So I said that's probably like all this, like the fact that you said.
What if it turns
that
out
in the
my
book-
forward gets people off of drugs?
Well, it might get me
just
off.
get Artie off of
just
drugs.
Artie.
It would be brilliant.
No, and then I let my mother and sister read it. They were so incredibly moved by it.
Oh, I'm
Thought it
so
They
was
said, who
funny.
is he writing about?
And then it's funny.
You know what? It's funny because when I wrote this thing, I read it to Beth first. You know, I didn't want to like read it. I just wanted to read it to her. And she's sitting there kind of with a blank look on her face, and I was like, "Gee,
Really?
I can't get a vibe if she likes this forward or not."
It was so powerful. I mean, look,
But
that's
then,
why I
then when
called.
she proofread it, she said to me, "Oh my God, I love," you know, and she just wasn't reacting.
She was really enthusiastic
She goes,
about
"No,
it.
I think Artie will really love it."
Oh my God, she was right. I mean, it just and the timing of it, like everything. I don't know, like Richard calling with this guy's number out of the blue.
Are you thinking like the fate just got together
Whatever.
to save you now?
You know, the guy in therapy, he goes, look, I'm not talking about religion, obviously. I'm talking about a spiritual sense that, you know, whatever you can do, whatever's going to help you.
You
right?
got a higher power now?
I get that. If
you
it
know,
moved you, then if you
right.
have it and you feel like you're slipping.
Howard's your higher
Exactly.
power.
It might, well, maybe.
Hey,
he always
thank God.
was.
All right, thank you, man.
But
He prays to you now.
you know,
People
so
now got to buy your book just to read the fucking forward.
It
said
might get a lot of other people
I said to the,
of their doldrums.
well, they could go to Amazon.com and pre-order it. But I said to him, I said, wouldn't it be funny if, like, records now, you could just download one song? Wouldn't it be funny if Jess Howard's intro makes the New York like, people could just
Download the forward.
just download the forward,
If
not
Je-
this, not the rest of the chapter.
Only the forward becomes #1 on the New York
We don't want to buy
Times.
the whole album.
I'll take the forward in chapter 12.
Because I said that to you in the message. I said, God, the rest of the book, quite frankly, is not this good. And I mean, it meant a million different things to me. First of all, it's going to make this project of my book a million times better. Secondly, it just came at such an incredible time.
Oh, that's great.
And I know how you belabor it when you agree to do something, how paranoid you get about it. And all of his messages were like, God, I hope you like it. I hope you. That's why I tried to call you a couple times to really make sure. Look, there's no gray area here.
Yeah, no, you loved it, and I was happy, and
yeah.
you know, you make sure someone's happy. So let me ask you this. So now you've been off heroin for
8 days.
8 days.
8 days.
Well, what
love
attention
Do you
get
love
for
your
that?
sobriety?
I'm just loving my sobriety.
Wait a minute. Are you off everything, Artie?
What do you? I haven't had a drink or any. Only
Nothing.
No Valium,
No. Well,
You didn't find a guy in the airport?
Hold it a second. I'm hearing
the goal here is to even completely stop booze. The goal here is to stop everything. for at least a very long time. But, you know,
that sounds like a little hole to me.
And I stopped shooting pool. The money I can make shooting pool with the money I have now, it's not really making a dent.
And without getting too personal, what's going on in therapy now? We're going through trying to figure out the cause of all this.
Christ,
Are we looking for the root?
Yeah, like I don't see the guy today. I see him tomorrow, and I got to call him on the phone today. I'm mad I'm not seeing him today.
Why are you not seeing him today?
It's his schedule. He's not in New York today. He does some in Jersey, but he's like 10 blocks from here.
Right.
And so at least 3 to 4 days we work, I'll be seeing him for a while.
That's nice. I'm really happy for you. I think maybe this is a good thing that's happened.
Well, yeah, that was the consensus. Everybody was saying they thought that maybe this was what Artie needed. You know, even if it meant missing the rose, publicly, you know, showing that he has huge problems.
Does this mean you get Dana back? Because you are in therapy.
You're getting help.
I haven't talked to her yet about it, but she called, obviously, because my publicist said, you know, we should put something somewhere just for a little damage control. I'm like, well, I don't know what that means, but he put something in page 6, and then I felt bad. Then I start feeling guilty. I didn't give Howard 100 News.
Oh, Tim was furious.
I called Howard.
He called me. He goes, why would Artie's publicist press release to page 6? Why don't we get these? Then they have to write according to Howard 100 News.
Well, then so I called Howard 100 News, and then Tim said, he goes, listen, why don't you? Because I called 𝗛cie, and I said a lot of what I just said here, and then Tim, I think very wisely said, look, people know. He goes, why don't you just wait to put it in your words Monday on the show? So that's what Tim said.
Well, Artie, I do wish that this new chapter in your life is successful. I apologize to the audience for yelling at them and telling them that Artie was not on the stuff.
No, but there were a lot of times where
apologize to me because a couple of times.
Yes, you said he was on. Did you say he was on it? Let's make sure.
There were a few times that I said, I think there are problems there. But this time I kept my mouth shut and just watched him nod. Well, every once in a while I'd interrupt the show and go, Artie, what are you doing? And he'd go, oh, nothing.
But there were,
I thought he was tired.
I was doing nothing. But there were times, though,
I really did think you were just tired.
But there were times where I was not on it, is the point. When I slept here, and as a matter of fact, Howard does a real funny thing with pictures in the intro. And the 2 pictures where I'm sleeping in the intro is not
You're
from
really
Heroin.
not on Heroin.
You're just sleeping. Yeah.
No, I'm
this is
I
real
told you.
Sleep.
It looked real to me.
I'm a tired 300-pound guy.
𝗦𝗫 G is here with news. Lisa, come on in and let's hear what's going on in the Howard 100 newsroom. 𝗦𝗫 G, Howard 100. All right, go ahead.
I hear the mumblings outside, Lisa.
Well, a few staff members do have questions for Artie regarding his heroin abuse. They want to know.
Tell him to fuck off.
The day you missed work because you said you had a tickle in your throat from the air conditioning. Was that from heroin?
That's a really thin excuse.
Was that the last time?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was heroin.
I told you that then.
That was one time.
Robin, I'm going to check the tape. I recall you saying, I think Artie's just sick.
No.
No,
that
the last time was due to, that shit.
I said that tickle in your throat from air conditioning?
Not every time,
the weirdest excuse I've ever heard.
Gare, it's hot. Tell Howard I got
This air conditioning is killing me.
got a tickle in my throat. Tickle. You wouldn't even feel it tickle.
There's more.
Go ahead.
When you hit your eye.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, Artie.
Yeah,
I told you then. I said that is a major kind of weird thing to have happen if you're straight.
I was loopy from the shit. Absolutely.
Can you imagine if you had lost your eye from heroin?
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny? You know what my therapist told me? He said, you know, when you're using, you create such awful situations. I didn't realize this. You know how William Holden died? The actor?
Hit his head on.
He was drunk and he hit his head, much like me.
On a table or
and
something.
he bled to death.
That's right.
And I told him in therapy, I said I had a similar thing happen where, thank God, I was. You know, it's funny though. It didn't hurt me at all.
Of Of course not.
I had the best painkiller in the world in me, but I was bleeding. That's why it was so odd. Like, I was waiting for the cab to take me to the hospital so calmly that the doorman was like, wow, you realize how much you're bleeding, and I wasn't hurt at all.
And they didn't have to give you anything to stitch you up, did they?
No, actually.
They
No.
knew you were on heroin?
No. Well, yeah, you don't lie to them.
Yeah, right.
I told the guy, I said, yeah, listen, I've been having some fun tonight, and it ended.
Yeah, so they can stitch you up without anything.
So what really happened? In other words,
Well, no, I
you
did
tripped.
trip, but
Right.
I was, loopy.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. You lose your footing. Your balance is gone.
I got to tell you, if I almost that kind of injury, because it was pretty severe near your eye, if I had that, I think that would motivate me to get off heroin, but that didn't even slow you down, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That wasn't my wake-up call, I guess.
No.
I guess missing the chance to insult Bob Saget on that.
An eye means nothing.
Now, the eye was back in May, so May, June, July, August. So you've been on, for like 4 months. You've been off the wagon.
More than that, right?
I had it at about between 7 and 8 weeks, but
Yeah, that's more.
I can't lie to you. I was definitely loopy.
Maybe it was more than 7, 8 weeks.
From heroin. Yeah.
I want everybody who yelled at me for thinking Artie wasn't.
No offense, Robin. I'm not buying that you were the great sage here who knew Artie was
I'm
back on
simply
stuff.
saying I never bought that he was completely clean and all those flimsy excuses. I would argue with you about the excuses.
I don't know. I'm
going to
go back and listen. You're good at. You know, I never remember the show the day after it happens, and you're really good at taking credit.
Oh,
for
she
shit.
is, and she's good at creating a ton of shit.
Right,
I have such a bone to pick with Robin.
I told you so.
Yeah.
I have such a bone to pick with Robin. They replayed our bro argument.
Yeah.
I want to remind people it was based on a falsehood. I never called Howard a jerk. We found that out the next day, and I knew I never called him a jerk. But you came in the morning.
She sold it.
You sold it.
It sounded like you were calling him
I
a jerk
did not.
to me.
It didn't even sound close to it.
All right, Lisa, go ahead and do your report.
My
right,
God, this woman
There's one more.
surrounded by nutty women.
They noticed a hole in the wall at your shore house.
Yeah, that was definitely
The heroin, yeah.
Wait, when
He
was
fell
that?
through the wall.
When he
Who
had
noticed that, by the way? Who's yapping about that? Goodstein,
I've heard
who I
about
let
that.
sleep in my house for
You
8
have a
days?
hole in the wall in your house?
No, not anymore. It's fixed.
Yeah, but you fell through the wall?
Probably fell against it.
What happened? What happened there?
I was trying to tie my fucking shoe, and I had, I was.
Boy, that heroin's good.
And what?
I was, I had been.
So your head went into the wall?
indulging,
Yeah.
and I tried to tie my shoe, and I lost my balance, and I went right back into the wall, and I hit it, and I thought everything was fine, and then I went back to work, and I was working, I was writing, and I looked to my left like 4 hours later, and I saw this enormous hole, and I was like, oh my God, that's from me.
Did you fuck on heroin? What's that like?
I have in the past.
Yeah.
It takes forever
To come?
Yeah, I remember one particular.
Can you stay hard, though?
Particular time. Yeah, you can. But I remember one particular time with Dana. She was like literally, grading papers because she had to get them in the next day.
Couldn't finish.
You're still going.
Yeah, it's you can't come.
Wow.
Really. But you could last forever.
Yeah, I knew a patient once who said he would never take methadone because you can't get hard on methadone, according to him. And
I've never
heroin,
had
he was just
Can't
methadone.
somebody
fine.
make a drug where guys could, it would keep them from coming too fast, like to stop premature ejaculation, like make like a heroin derivative drug?
A heroin does it, you just never come. But there is, and some other coke people might back me up on this. There is
Coke people.
the
If you're a
perfect.
Coke person.
There is the perfect.
Hello, Coke people.
There's the perfect amount of cocaine to have in your system.
Right.
And this happened to me once or twice, where you have the best sex ever, and it's like euphoric and you last just the right amount of time for it to be great, and you have the most insane orgasm.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, but
Really?
if it's like just the right amount, if usually you go over that.
I thought the best sex drug was marijuana.
Really? I don't know. I don't know.
You're talking to the big boys here.
Yeah,
I've never been a weed guy.
I'm a lightweight.
No, but sex, no, really,
Oh,
weed
yeah.
takes away a guy's
Oh,
sex drive.
come on. Are you kidding?
Artie,
Oh, I guess.
how does it feel to get all that off your chest?
Oh, great.
How you doing, though?
Good. I'm looking for my breakfast burrito.
Oh, good. Things are the same.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
Hey, what's up, people? How are you? Were you working now or something? Oh, you did? Oh, good for you.
Wait, so Art, is this time going to be different? Because you've had help in the past with the
I'm gonna answer that question. I hope.
And the sad thing was, people kept saying to me, how's Artie? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm in Poland.
We still do this.
Oh yeah, kidding me? This is fine for AA. Yeah, I guarantee everything's fine now.
You look good. You look better.
Oh yeah, I know. Drop J.
I'm happy for you.
Oh good, thank you. I appreciate it.
Terrible.
Oh really? Well, why don't you turn that mic off?
So Gary, were you surprised when Artie confessed that he was doing heroin again?
No.
Not at all.
I was surprised that he was doing heroin. I mean, I guess, yeah, I was surprised that he was doing heroin, but we all sort of had a feeling something was going on. We just weren't sure what it was. And he sort of admitted when he came back from Afghanistan about, taking 17 Valium and stuff. So I knew that he had a propensity for taking stuff.
So now, Artie's been in rehab before, and obviously it didn't always work. Do you think this time's going to be any different?
Well, I mean, he hasn't been in rehab that many times. He's been in rehab once. That's it. He only went the one time for Mad TV, and he's had trouble with drugs, but he's never really done anything about it. So I think this is actually really good because this is something, he's actually doing something about it, going to see somebody, and he's in some sort of a program. I mean, he hasn't been in rehab in, 8 or 9 years. He's had issues, but he hasn't, this is the first time he's really done something about it.
So the last time, he just went to that doctor, right?
And he got Subutex, and that was
he just
really,
substituted it.
It's a Band-Aid for the problem.
Yeah.
This seems to be more, going to see a therapist about his life seems to be more addressing the direct problem that I think he needs to be dealing with. So I think it's a really good thing.
So, Will, did you have any idea Artie was doing heroin again?
Well, I noticed that he was sleeping a lot. We seem to be getting out the bed for him quite often. But I don't know, you can never tell with him. I mean, he's like way obese, and he sleeps a lot anyway, so it's hard to tell when it's actually drug use and when he's just tired. So, yeah, I mean, it's like when you hear it, you're like, oh wow, of course you should have known, but at the time, it doesn't seem as obvious.
How do you think this is all going to turn out?
Hopefully this is the last time we hear about Artie's heroin use, and he becomes healthy, loses another 150 pounds, ends up marrying Dana, has a few kids, and life is great. But I don't know, it's Artie. It never ends. The saga never ends with that guy.
So Jason, did you have any idea Artie was back on heroin? Or using any kind of drugs?
Well, Artie is a drug addict, and drug addicts lie. And so I, never really believed that you can cure yourself of your illness, your heroin addiction, by not going to therapy. So I never really believed Artie was off everything. There were days, obviously, when he was falling asleep on the air, slurring his words, had the chalky white lips from all the Subutex he was taking. And so the answer is no. I didn't know for a fact he was off the wagon and back on heroin, but I never thought he was really completely clean. So it's nice to hear that at least he's trying to get help this time.
Do you think this is a new Artie? You think it's going to work out for him?
No. I mean, yeah, no. I don't. No, I don't think this is a new Artie, but yes, I think this, will help. Look, the road to recovery has a lot of speed bumps on it, and just because he's getting himself help now doesn't mean he's going to be perfect from here on out. And but hopefully, this is the beginning of an upward path, as opposed to a downward spiral. And so I wish the best for him.
So Teddy, were you surprised when Artie admitted that he was doing heroin again?
Was I surprised?
Yeah. Did
yes.
You had no idea?
Yeah, legitimately, yeah. I had no idea.
So now he's actually going to see, he's seeing a therapist, he's getting help.
I heard this morning.
Is this the right path for Artie, you think?
Definitely. I think so. He needs to talk to somebody. He wasn't talking to me, so not like I was going to do him any good, but look, Howard's been telling him to go see therapy for years, so I think this is great. Hopefully he'll be happy and start enjoying his awesome life, because he was pretty in the dumps for a while, but I don't know.
Hey, Sal.
Yeah.
Were you surprised when Artie admitted that he was doing heroin again?
Very. Come on. I mean, who didn't see that? I mean, I didn't see it coming. I mean,
Artie was on heroin?
Yeah, can you believe
No.
it? Yeah.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
Wow. Can you imagine the wrap-up show cut out? Gary, did you see it? No, I didn't see it at all.
You know what? I gotta tell you, John. I didn't see it coming. That's just Artie. He likes to eat.
Why did you see it, Gary?
Let's go to line 2.
Yeah, Gary, you're so fucking full of shit. How fucking stupid can you be? Stop kissing Artie's ass.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I thought Artie wasn't on drugs. I thought Artie was doing a great job. I'm very happy for him.
I thought he was just tired.
Both thought it was great. I thought it was great. Everybody else thought it was great.
I'm gonna go play solitaire.
I have to say that, I'm very shocked.
Robin, so you seem to be the only person in the studio who was suspicious of Artie and is nodding off every once in a while.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Why do you think Howard or Fred or Benji, why were they so, blind to this? Why didn't they notice it?
I don't think they were necessarily any more blind to this than the average person might be. I just saw Richard Christie with a bald head. I can't even speak. What is this all about?
It's Stone Cold Richard Christie.
Oh, okay. That's a first. Sorry about that. I'll start all over again. That was shocking.
Cue ball.
Okay, I don't think that Howard or Fred or Gary were trying not to know that Artie had a problem. They just believed. They wanted to believe their friend. They wanted to believe the best. They wanted to think of him as just a guy, not an addict. And every time they would say, but I believe Artie, I'm like, but all addicts lie.
And do you think his method of treatment is the best for him right now?
I think whatever treatment Artie will take is the best, because previously he hasn't been willing to do anything, and so I think this is a good thing.
Do you think he's strong enough to get better?
Let me see. Let me think about that. I want to be optimistic for Artie. I'm not sure. I think I probably would be at the 50-50 point.
We'll hope for the best.
We will hope for the best, but I think there's a 50-50 shot.
Right, he needs.
Well, colonics don't help mental illness either, right?
Right, that's right. And 𝗪𝗿𝗄𝗿, who's 𝗪𝗿𝗄𝗿 is the real deal. He's a physician. He's worked practice for years. I used to read his research when I was a resident, strangely enough. But anyway, so he goes up to him and goes, this is an addiction problem. We got to do something about this. Michael, I'm really concerned about you. That was it. Last time we ever spoke to Michael Jackson.
Oh, that was the end. Because when I met with Michael Jackson about a business thing, I brought up 𝗪𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱 because Michael was not even communicating with me in the meeting. He was just out of it. Yeah. And I go, oh, I know 𝗪𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗱. And he goes, Deepak is. And that was it. That was the whole conversation.
Oh, my God, how weird.
Yeah. So I never knew what the rift was there. So in other words, Chopra tried to say something to the guy.
Tried to be responsible. He realized what was going on. I'm a physician. I'm going to help you, and that's it. You're out of the inner circle.
And your point is that here's a guy who gently said, maybe you need some help. So how could AEG, is my point, if I'm a lawyer representing that company, I'm like, look, we wanted Michael Jackson to go out and do concerts. Did we ask him? We gave him money, and yeah, we want him out there. We want him doing it. It's up to Michael Jackson to handle his own addiction.
And what you're going to see, I think, in this case is a lot of stuff going to come up. You're going to see the real story now because AEG is going to defend themselves.
Right.
And you're going to see
and
really
I think the real gist is whether they did a good or bad job hiring the doctor.
That's
I think that's the crux of the thing. Is it a responsible doctor who was involved?
And listen, I feel sorry for Conrad Murray. I don't think he got sucked into way over his head. I give a lecture.
Do you really feel sorry
listen,
for him?
I gave a lecture.
Because I don't understand that.
Well, here's the deal. I'm not saying it's wrong what they decided to do with him, but I feel sorry for him in that I just gave a lecture at the USC Medical School on Monday. At the end of my lecture, I put Conrad Murray's face on the screen, and my PowerPoint, I said, don't go it alone. You're dealing with a complex mental health problem. Teams, never alone. You never go, we have a special relationship, I have a special ability, I'll take care of that guy. Death. That's disaster.
Because here's what I understand about Conrad Murray.
Yeah.
That he was being paid $150,000 a month.
It's unconscionable.
It's unbelievable amount of money.
Yeah.
And that he was giving Michael Jackson propofol.
Propofol, yeah.
However it's said. Propofol, which is anesthesia.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Yeah, and so I would hold the doctor responsible because he should know not to do that. So why would you feel bad for him?
I feel sorry he got sucked into this situation. He resisted all the way along, but kept going with it, assuming he'd be able to take care of it later. I understand how he got his ass on a sling like this. I feel bad.
But as a doctor, would you ever, if a patient said to you, I want propofol?
No, when I heard about that, you could have, telling me that a patient was getting propofol in his bed, when I heard that story, you might as well said a Martian landed out here on 6th Avenue.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
You're right.
It's absolutely crazy. It's insanity.
Right.
And yet he'd been getting it for years.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
That he could find doctors who are willing to give it to him.
Unbelievable. Well, you're opening up a bigger thing, because...
That's why I don't feel bad for Conrad Murray.
No, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for what happened to him. I feel bad that he got sucked into this thing. You know
Should he be in jail? I believe that it's irresponsible what he did.
It's unconscionable.
Yeah, and that I understand, but I think the family can't really go after him too much because he has no money. They're looking at AEG, this company.
Yeah.
They want him to pay billions of dollars. And I'm certainly, listen, if somebody is responsible for someone's death, I think they should pay.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time wrapping my head around an adult man.
Well, oftentimes families are looking to assuage their own guilt in situations like this, too. They don't want to take any personal responsibility.
There you go.
I agree with
Great insight, Robin.
Yeah. Now, let's get back to you, Doctor.
Oh, don't try to butter me up.
Listen, I just was feeling so great with how long I've gotten without being beaten up by you, Robin. I'm feeling pretty good about this.
You're sorry you ever evaluated Robin as a narcissist, a 34. She received the highest score ever in the history of your exam.
Correct. I think there was one. I think there was one higher one.
No. You said I was the highest.
No. My co-author.
I resent that.
What you discovered in your research was that Robin was not only the biggest narcissist on our show, but the biggest narcissist that you found in any celebrity.
Get out of here.
Yeah. She was the worst case of any narcissism you'd ever seen.
I'd believe that.
I don't know about worst case, but she is the winner. The co-author, who's actually the guy that gave you the test and appeared on the show, if you remember this, he's a professor at SC Business School. And he told me that they administered somebody else got a higher score. I forget who it was, but you no longer hold the honor. I'm sorry, Robin. I won't publish. I won't tell anybody.
Right. But you're sorry you ever even started in with her.
Absolutely.
Because Robin, and you say that Robin has been a big critic of yours.
Yeah.
She gave it to you pretty good after the death of 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄𝗿𝗍. She came out on the air and I
couldn't
believe
listen. I couldn't listen to it.
You couldn't.
Mm-mm.
You were upset.
Yeah.
But I don't I have had a problem from day one with the show. It is not about the deaths of these people necessarily. It just adds to it. I've had a problem from the very beginning. And you just made my argument when you said a lot of this has to do with mental illness.
Well, and this is the interesting thing. I thought about that when I was thinking about coming up here, and I think Robin thinks I invented the show. And
I didn't say you invented
but listen,
the show. You're participating in the show.
No, I did
and
participate.
You are a doctor.
Yep.
I don't feel that way so much. I mean, I'm torn in a way. Sometimes I feel like, well, addiction and recovery shouldn't be on TV. And then sometimes I think, well, if it's on TV and people watch it, maybe they'd be less threatened and go and get help.
Yes. And now that, why? But Robin, listen, why can we have shows about, listen, I spend my whole life...
I don't like any of them.
I'm trying to reduce stigma about mental illness. Why? And listen, why do the constant refrain is, why do we treat illnesses below the neck different than those above the neck? Why do brain illnesses different? They shouldn't be. So we have shows about surgery and emergency rooms and everything else. But oh no, mental illness, we can't do that. We cannot do that. That sustains the stigma. Now, if people don't want to do it, fine. I totally get that. But when people
really believe you're reducing the stigma?
You know, Robin, when I was running a treatment center, we would have people come in all the time. I mean, really almost every day. And we didn't advertise where we had our center. But people would come in not knowing it was us. It was the same as a TV show. And they would come in and they go, oh, I watched this TV show and I could no longer, I saw this patient. I thought that's me. I can't deny this anymore. I've got to come in and get treatment. And they would do that. And that to me is, oh my God, that's why we did this. But
you got slammed after 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄 committed suicide.
Yeah.
And your defense was, hey, look, I treated her. There's a lot of people I've treated who have never gone back to drugs. I can't guarantee that someone won't go back to drugs. And I haven't treated her for 4 years.
That's exactly right. I haven't seen her in 4 years. I talked to her. Some people asked me to call her when her boyfriend or husband killed himself, and I did. And I talked to her, convinced her to go into a hospital.
Right.
She was severely depressed. I'm not even sure drugs was a part of the thing at that point.
Right.
And she was afraid of stigma. She was afraid people would find out. She went in. People found out. Scared the shit out of her. She left. Killed herself. Yeah.
Wow. So that backs up your point that if it wasn't such a shameful thing to go get help, maybe that she would have stayed in the hospital.
I think you talking about your treatment over the years has been very helpful. I've had therapy for over 10 years. I talk about it all the time.
Right.
I think it's the greatest thing I ever did. I have an anxiety disorder. Robin's making it worse.
Right.
You're making it a lot worse.
Right.
Now blame me like I'm running your feelings.
You affect my feelings.
I can't run your... My dear, you can't change the world. You have to change yourself.
Well, what do you think of that, Dr. Drew?
I work on that, but I'd also like to make a difference in the...
And that's Robin's music.
I know that.
So that means she made an excellent point.
It was an excellent point.
That's right. Touche, Robin.
Now he's going to tell me I can't just talk. I've got to worry about his feelings.
Well, here's what we have.
Did he worry about mine with his stupid test?
You know, listen, I didn't. You're Robin, again, this is why she's so great.
Yeah. I don't argue with Robin.
I didn't take a beat and think about it because you discussed it here on the air, and I assume, and by the way, it was my partner. I'll take responsibility. My name's on the thing.
Right.
I wish I'd taken a beat and gone, I wonder if I should give her a call and make sure this is okay.
You're sorry you put that in a book.
Deeply.
It wasn't worth the aggravation.
How many years ago? And here we are talking about this.
Well, listen, the woman is hurt. I understand. She doesn't want to be the biggest narcissist
now
in the
he's
world.
talking about his... But, you know, the point of all recovery is you have to deal with the with the reaction to your previous behavior.
Yes,
well, Dr.
and
Drew,
that's all that's ever happened here.
Robin's not the only critic. This is interesting to me.
What?
After 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄's suicide, Richard Marx, the composer, the singer, he compared you to Dr. 𝗻𝗿𝗍𝗿.
I know.
And he put that out on Twitter in writing. But interestingly, after he put it out, he then took it down.
Yeah.
He deleted his
He was
comment.
afraid I was going to do something, or you know what I mean? I think.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think
He didn't do that unprompted?
No. I hate Twitter. I hate all that stuff. I just, it feels, you can't imagine how it feels when you go up, when you're out there trying to help people, and you take. I know I'm taking risk with my profession and my sort of how I'm perceived by people. I understand that, but I think it's worth the risk. And then when people don't understand and attack,
right,
it is painful.
Because I think you have a really good heart. And I think you really do care. I think if we were to open up your head...
I think you don't know him.
I think that Dr. Drew actually cares about helping people.
You don't know that for a fact. You think
I feel that way about him.
Thank you.
I do.
I appreciate that. Robin does not, and I don't know what to do about it. It's not much I can do.
I am willing to say I don't know.
Okay. I'll take that.
The show
gives me a chance.
The show, everyone could debate whether the show, Celebrity Rehab, is bad or good. But I feel that your intentions are positive. You do want to help people, that you're a guy who privately reaches out to people. You also reach out to the former patients and this and that. And your point was that Richard Marx, when he says that stuff, when you go on Twitter, it fucking kills you because you're a sensitive guy.
It's awful.
And do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Do people attack you?
You didn't get into a Twitter war?
No, I don't. I just sort of suck it up. And what am I going to do? That is the worst part about all this. I'm helpless. Anything I say just keeps it going.
Right.
Because it doesn't change anybody's idea. I can't change Robin. I've been talking to her for years.
So you don't like the controversy?
No.
No. In a way, the controversy will fuel other projects and things.
Oh, I don't think so.
No. You'd rather just be hailed as a good guy.
I'd rather just do. Yeah. I listen. I'm in media to. Why am I here? Why am I in media? I'm in media to try to make a difference. If it were just, if I were in media because hey, it's just me.
Right.
What an empty fucking experience.
Right.
As opposed to trying to use media creatively in an interesting way to try to. I mean, I feel so grateful. I get to try to use media to make a difference. Oh my God!
So
I didn't start medical school thinking that would happen to me. Not in a million years.
Why not pull down your Twitter account? Why subject yourself to the?
It's a great. I have 3 million Twitter followers.
3 million.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous amount of followers.
It's crazy.
So to pull it down would be weird.
Be like, yeah, but it might be an empowering thing to do. I think I need a little more year of therapy to do that properly.
And a lot of people attack you on this.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
You have said that the biggest secret about Twitter is that all celebrities, and maybe not even just celebrities, everyone is getting violently attacked on this thing.
Well, not only that, I think that people worry about video games. You know, I have kids. My kids are 20. I have triplets. They're 20.
Right.
And they play video games. Two of them were boys. And I never worried about them, screwing around with cartoons.
Right.
But when they act out on a person through social media and feel entitled to say whatever the F they want.
Right.
Are you kidding? That's violent. And no sense of any, consequence or... Notice I'm trying to get through to Robin about this right now. This is hurting me.
Right.
I have never tweeted about you.
No, thank you for that. I appreciate that, too. But
you just slam him on the radio.
I say it right here.
I wish I didn't have so much admiration and respect for Robin. Then it wouldn't hurt quite so much.
Right. Is there any? How could you convince Robin to come over to your team and really?
I don't know.
I don't think it's possible.
Maybe not.
Robin, right? Am I right?
Look, again, there are, at times Gary has come in here and says Robin hates Dr. Drew, and that is not the case at all.
I'd almost rather that than
this,
than the misunderstanding, thinking I'm a bad person. That's the worst.
I don't think you're a bad person. You're putting words in my mouth. I have said I don't know you.
But what do you think? You just think the show is bad.
On the face of it, my feeling about the responsibilities of people in the medical profession.
Yeah. I was just going to have that conversation with you because you were a nurse, right?
Yes.
And were you RN or LVN? What was your
RN?
RN. So
How dare you?
And no, I don't know.
She was a major in the Air Force.
No, and she's right. That's a huge difference. I mean, RN really shoulders the responsibilities. They absolutely do. And so this is something she feels deeply, and probably other physicians feel that way too. We shouldn't be in the media, but if we don't go,
not that you shouldn't be in the media. Again, I question asking people who are in the conditions that the people you're treating are in for their permission to be filmed on a show while they're undergoing treatment.
In other words, Robin, you're saying Jeff Conaway, for example, who is now deceased. I've had him on the show. Jeff Conaway, who is a great radio guest, great on your show. Great guy. But he was out of his fucking mind. I mean, he was dying. He was dying and all this. You're saying that perhaps if you hadn't put him on the show,
no, I don't say that at all.
treatment.
I say that he's not capable of making a responsible decision about what this is going to do to him, and he's not capable. He's looking at it, a lot of people are looking at it as career advancement.
And so, but you're raising an interesting point is, can anybody with addiction render consent for anything? Right. So can they consent to be hospitalized? They consent. I mean, this is a conversation.
And this is the point, that it shouldn't be done with this. You're going to be on TV, and everybody will see you.
But what if Drew had saved his life, and the only thing motivating this guy to go in rehab was television,
was make money and be on TV?
That's right.
And my point is, I don't care what's motivating them. If I get my hands on them, I can make a difference with them. And what's interesting, and I did not know.
But it can also have adverse effects. So, it depends on the person, and I don't know that evaluation is being made.
And the other thing is, pretty much all the patients we treated felt like it was an important experience for them, like a good experience. They didn't realize, I didn't know that was going to happen.
In other words, all the deaths are always pointed out, and not the people who succeed. Like Heidi Fleiss said, she came out and said, hey, Dr. Drew's great. He really helped me with my addiction problem. Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Sizemore
was on our show the other day. Claims he's clean and sober.
Yeah, and he got sober in celebrity rehab. I mean, who the hell knew? But here's the thing: like Rodney King dies of a cardiac condition. Right. That's why he died. He had a heart problem.
Right.
I got blamed for that.
You did?
Yeah. People want to blame me for Rodney.
Well, people did say he was another, celebrity rehab.
Yeah.
But
Mindy has
who died.
Suicide. Yeah. I get blamed for that.
Right.
I haven't seen any of these people in years. Right. I mean, and I'm kind of like a chest surgeon that goes in with very serious illness and does my surgery, and then I hand them back to their usual doctor. And
you take a guy like Steven Adler. I think he's been pretty good.
Adler's been great. A lot of them have been really good, really good.
A lot of them have improved.
Yeah, and they were not interested in treatment when we got them. They wanted to be on TV or make money. That's why they went. And that doesn't bother me.
Right.
Once I can get them, I can make a difference.
Well, that's my only argument. I think that is questionable.
But okay.
Well, that's it. You never can resolve that. But, look, there's now season 6 of Celebrity Rehab was not a celebrity. It was just rehab.
Regular people. We treated I always tell CBH1 they should take a bow. They spent about $300,000 in aftercare on this group, just in treating them for a year. There's still some of them are still in treatment. It was a year later. We're still working with.
Was the show as successful without celebrities?
Not at all.
No way.
Not at all.
You gotta
Did you see it? Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it. I didn't know anything about it.
And it was intense. I mean, it was a rough group.
Right.
But people don't seem to have that Schadenfreude. They
want a celebrity. Yeah. The guy you lost that I knew.
So all of it's bad. It's bad why people are watching. It's bad, why people are signing up.
It's a crazy.
I think Robin's ever seen it.
The guy.
What?
Has she?
I think she has.
I watched the first couple of episodes, and that's when I knew I can't watch this.
Alice in Chains guy. That guy knew he was. There was no way he was going to be saved. I couldn't. He was just way gone.
Listen. This is a bigger conversation, too, which is all my patients die of prescription drug overdose. They don't die of heroin overdose. They don't die of coke. They die of prescription drugs. That's pretty much all what happens. And so Mike, we got him sober. We were working with him. He was doing great. He was he had sobriety, like 9 months of sobriety. I mean, a miracle. The guy had been using his entire life.
Right.
All of a sudden, he calls Bob Forrest, the hat, one day.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm moving to Utah. We're like, Mike, please, no. That doesn't feel right to us. I'll be living at the guys at Cirque Lodge, a halfway house. I'm right nearby. It's just a new band. It's no big deal. I'll call you guys all the time. He goes. He's not there a month before I get a call from him going, I'm having back pain. I go, Mike, whatever you do, please, dear God, don't see a doctor.
Right.
You know what's going to happen.
They're going to give you medication.
2 weeks later, he's dead.
Dead.
And with the pills at his bedside.
Wow. I didn't realize that's what usually does everyone.
Jeff Conway, same thing. More
Prescription
surgeries,
meds.
Oh, that's what people die of.
He was addicted to surgery.
Oh, yeah. Well,
he was
surgery would get him the meds.
Right.
You know, and that's a common thing.
So he kept saying, oh, my back, and you have surgery.
And when I took him off all the meds, he had no pain. I don't know if you remember that. He actually tap danced and stuff. And then he was like, oh, wait, the doctor said I have to have. It's like, Jeff, please try something different.
He was an addict. He wasn't changing.
No.
He wasn't changing.
Yeah, but Dr. Drew is also pointing out another huge problem.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Robin.
What is
and
that?
it's his profession.
Oh, thank you. Jesus. No, she's right. She's right. As an RN, she is absolutely right. She sees it.
That medical doctors are too quick to prescribe.
Listen, there was a headline, and it was some sort of throwaway sort of newspaper for doctors, and it says, opioids, no evidence that opioids effective for chronic pain.
Right.
Zero evidence that they're doing anything.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, just perpetuates the pain. Next line is, so we have to monitor the patients better.
That makes no sense.
It's not going to help them.
Forget not using the medicine.
Yeah.
Right. We have to keep giving it, just use it a little differently.
Right.
So it's really I think why I'm kind of pulling away from the field a little bit. It's too painful. It's too difficult.
Well, what are you doing now? You got this show on HLN.
Now officially, I think for the last year, TV. Officially, I practice general internal medicine there 2 a week, and I have all my patients I've seen for 20 years.
Right.
But I'm pulling away from the mental health stuff a little bit.
You are? Why? Because you're just like fed up?
I think I did it for 20 years, and that's enough.
And you think
people like Robin attacking me, I feel sort of beaten down.
I attacked the show.
I feel beaten down. Yeah,
it's too much. So you're getting out of the addiction business
for the moment. I still get tons of calls and refer and try to help people and stuff, but I'm not doing it.
One of the people that called you was Amy
Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse. Didn't she reach out to you?
No, there were people kind of orbiting around getting near me, but I didn't actually talk to her.
Oh, you never spoke to her.
But she was, that's another. It was clearly going to die. Died on Librium, again, pills.
Did Lindsay Lohan contact you and you said, I'm not the doctor to help her?
Somebody contacted me and wanted to help out with an intervention, and I said, "Look, if I walk in the door, she's going to run out the other side. I'm not the guy for that."
Yeah, you know why you're here.
Yeah, I'm not the guy for that. But I gave them some advice on what I thought they should do and stuff, and it's kind of moving in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, she's being court ordered.
I think tomorrow or Thursday or something. She's going to treatment.
She's going to treatment.
Yeah. Good. I mean, and I've read the sort of the court order, and it is that she has to spend at least 6 months and can only be released by the medical director, and they're not going to release her in 6 months. No way.
So the reason that you wouldn't have been good to help her is because you were on television, and she would have just run away from you.
She's another one like Robin that takes aim at me and thinks I'm like trying to hurt her or something.
She's like me?
Well,
oh my goodness.
Is she at 34?
If you ever think of rekindling our relationship, you got to be careful what you say.
I really misstep with Robin every damn time. I can't get it right.
I'm like Lindsay Lohan.
I can't.
I think he means you're too attractive.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
By the way, biggest success story Celebrity Rehab ever had is Dennis Rodman went on there, and now he's an ambassador to North Korea. I mean, look at him. He's soaring to new heights.
Wow.
What do you make of that?
I don't know what to make of that. It scares me.
Should he be in North Korea?
No.
Was it ever determined if he was an addict? He never admitted to any kind of addiction, did he?
Well,
at the end he did.
Well, if you remember, this is the part. There's so many things that were very vivid for me that just the world didn't kind of pick up on. I scanned his brain. We did SPECT scans on his head.
Yeah.
And it showed alcohol damage, like severe alcohol damage. And he had this very strange thing where his temporal lobes weren't functioning and his frontal lobes were hyper-functioning.
Wow.
The psychiatrist and I had never seen anything like this before. So he can focus on one thing like a maniac,
right?
But he can't sort of process the nuances of what's going on emotionally with people. Isn't that interesting?
I see.
Yeah. So he could
and just think, he and the leader of Korea,
I know,
North Korea, hit it off.
They may have the similar profile.
Well, so I guess that's what Robin's whole theory on the show is, that look at this stuff that you discovered medically about Dennis Rodman, and then it's out there for the whole world to see. Probably he doesn't realize that could be damaging to him.
No, it wouldn't be damaging. Maybe you should be like, wow, that's why that guy can focus on one thing like rebounding. God bless him. And also, he used to read like a maniac and stuff, and he's monomaniacal focus.
Right.
But also why you shouldn't expect him to really sort of work in group therapy,
right?
Because he can't pick up on the nuances of what's going on.
Because
in the room.
he said he had no addiction problem.
Well, he never really. No, he copped to it by the.
He
and I
did
actually,
at the end.
He promised. His really interesting thing with that is he said, "You and I will have a relationship, but you're going to have to fight for it." It's like Rodman. I have to fight for it.
Now I'm like Dennis Rodman with temporal lobe problem.
And Lindsay Lohan.
No, you're way vastly superior.
Right.
But and lo and behold, he and I had a relationship by the end. We really did. I have great affection for him.
What's funny about him is that he said to you, "I'm not going to stop drinking."
Well, a lot of people do that. Listen. People want to cast me also, in addition to beating me up for things I try to do. They want me to be the man, like I'm like I care if people smoke pot or something. I don't give a shit. I hope people enjoy themselves. I'm here for people that can't stop and want help. That's it.
The person I never understood on the show was this 𝗦𝗁𝗄𝗏 and she was the girl who
Tiger Woods.
She was in and she survived, or she had lost a loved one at 9/11.
The reason I didn't understand why she was on Celebrity Rehab. She was addicted to absolutely nothing except for love. It seemed like you were grasping at straws.
It seemed a little bit of a reach, but she actually really responded to treatment. I mean, she has now a baby and a husband and stuff, and her relationships were a mess.
Right.
And she really did some good work, and we sort of constructed her. I mean, understood her as a love addict, and she was getting going with pills and alcohol, make no mistake about it.
All right.
And she didn't make much of that, and she didn't want to really look at that, and so we looked at the primary thing, and motivating that is this interpersonal thing.
I see.
And lo and behold, once she got better with that, she didn't use drug and alcohol.
Look at you. Hey, so you're here promoting, now you've backed off Celebrity Rehab type stuff.
Yeah.
And you're on HLN, which is Headline News.
Yeah.
And you're doing a nightly show?
Yeah.
And what is it?
You didn't know that?
No, how do I know that?
It's right now. It's news. It's HLN, so it's a lot of Nancy Gracie kind of stuff, and so we're doing Jodi Arias 24/7. The other thing I'm doing is a podcast at drdrew.com, and I'm podcasting with Corolla again. And we have the #1 podcast in the country right now.
Now I thought Corolla said he had the #1 podcast.
Then he and I together beat him.
Is it love lines, basically?
We do it just like you and I are right now. We don't do a lot of calls. It's just not really love line.
Really?
Yeah.
No teenagers calling in about sex?
We'll occasionally get 30-somethings calling about whatever, but no, it's just us kind of chatting, just like this.
I always felt that you and Adam were very strong together.
Yeah.
But it was great when you took the calls from teenagers and they would ask these sex questions.
I still do Love Line with Mike Catherwood. Remember the guy from
you
Dancing
do?
with the Stars?
Yeah. You do that on the radio?
Yeah, that's on the radio, yeah.
Oh, you do that on the radio?
Yeah.
You do a podcast with Adam?
Yeah.
Can you make any money doing a podcast?
He does, like crazy.
But you don't?
If I can hang on to his engine, I might.
Right. You're seeing where it'll go.
If I don't, he'll kick me out. Adam's ruthless. He just if I'm not producing for his little pirate ship, then goodbye.
Right. He's a real businessman.
He is. It's no fool. Robin likes that. That's good.
Yeah,
and that's where Robin and I can find common ground.
So Dr. Drew,
you suspect every giggle.
So the Dr. Drew podcast is available available on iTunes.
Yes.
It's the #1 podcast, but Adam hasn't paid you any money yet.
No, Adam doesn't pay me. You have to click through an Amazon at my website. That's how they make money.
I see.
And then they sell ads and stuff, too.
So what is that, an hour show?
Yeah.
And you go on there and you take phone calls.
No, well, we do some calls, but I like Robin. Listen, you watch the show.
Oh,
Robin.
she's obsessed with you.
I know that HLN format. Sure. I watch the show from time to time.
Do you follow the Jodi Arias thing?
No.
I thought you'd be into that because it's, you know, what's crazy thing happened to me.
Yeah.
I was somebody gave me courtside tickets at the Laker game, and it was a Raptor game, and it was a terrible cantankerous game, and the Lakers were still fighting to get in the playoffs, and there was like 4 seconds left in the game. It was overtime, and Kobe Bryant walks over me and gives me this, like
a head nod.
Yeah, and I'm like, geez, there's 3 seconds left in the game, and I like, who are you talking to? He kind of walks over, he goes, we need to chit-chat about Jodi Arias.
Oh, really?
And he called me the next day.
Wow.
And he was real interested in this case.
No kidding.
Have you ever talked to him?
No. Kobe Bryant?
Could not have been a greater guy.
Wow.
I mean, I had one of the funnest sort of conversations with him.
And why is he so obsessed with Jodi Arias?
It's a hard thing not, if you get going with it as a man, it's hard not to. You would have liked.
What is your fascination with
the
the kid?
Fascination? It's not mine. It's the world's, which is that she's this sort of attractive young woman who's got sex tapes. These incredible tapes she took of she and her boyfriend interacting, where it seems like she's like completely into this thing, and they're talking about anal. You would love it. He's tying her up and anal sex, blah blah, blah. and now she's going, he was abusing me.
Right.
I didn't want to do any of that. It demeaned me. It was terrible.
So you believe based on these tapes that she was a willing participant in their relationship.
Oh, yeah, very clearly.
And that perhaps she's really guilty.
Oh, yeah. Well, she said she did it. Just now she's saying...
No, I mean guilty because not because she was in self-defense, but guilty because she just wanted to bump
So
him
I
off.
put teams of psychologists together, and we sort of analyzed her as a borderline with psychopathic features. Yeah. And lo and behold, the psychologists now are on the stand with the actual psychology testing showing that indeed that's what she is.
Why did she do it, do you think, then?
Because she was using, it was interesting, she was using sex the way a man uses violence to control and manipulate her boyfriend. And when that didn't work, when he really was going to leave, then she resorted to violence.
So America is so fascinated with this because she's a hot chick.
Yeah.
If this was an ugly chick, we wouldn't care.
And the sex tapes.
Right. The sex tapes, hot chick, all that.
Yeah, there's a lot of sex in it.
As guys, why are we so interested? Because we believe maybe we could have gotten her?
Well, not just gotten her, but it's like, oh my God, you mean, it seemed like she was so into it. You mean I could be with somebody who thinks like who seems to be more into it than me.
And then accuses me of abusing her.
Yeah. That's your body goes, whoa.
Now, who do we think?
Well, actually, the guys are thinking, maybe I could get out before that turn where now she won't let me go.
Robin, you're diabolical, you see. That's why you think I'm bad. You think that way.
Why does Lisa Lampanelli credit you with her weight loss? She says you were her inspiration for losing weight. Why is that? Did you meet with her?
No, never. I've talked to her many, many times.
Right.
I don't know.
Who do we think will die next from celebrity rehab?
Dear.
That's the big question. Who do we think's going to be checking out next? Because I'm in a pool and I want to win.
Now, see, even I think that's an unfair question for Drew.
It's the Dr. Drew Celebrity Death Pool.
It's a fatal illness. These were advanced addict. There could well be another. There could well be.
Let's go through the list. And let's pick who's going to go.
Well, is there going to be another celebrity rehab?
No.
No, he's out.
I'm not doing it anymore.
I mean, he's had it. Has VH1 said to you, come on, do it?
No. I mean, if there was a group that, like, you know, it's so bizarre. Again, I get people like Twitter me like, why aren't you taking care of Tila Tequila? Why aren't you taking care of Amanda Bynes? I don't know these people. I've never met.
They've got to come to
Isn't that your job to take care of all celebrities?
Right. I have no idea how I would even ever get in touch with, or why they would ever. I would be happy to refer them somewhere if people ever called me.
Somebody sent me a tape on the internet Tila Tequila just put out, where she says, I have powers and can manipulate air and energy.
Wow.
Oh.
Have you seen this?
No.
And she is waving her hands in the air like this, cupping the air, and trying to demonstrate this power that she has. And she's saying, do you see how I'm moving the air around?
It's psychotic.
And she, of course, nothing is happening, but she is convinced that she's doing
some hallucinogenic thing.
I've had her on the show. She seemed fine, right, Robin? I mean, seriously.
Well, she was okay that day.
Yeah, she was fine. I don't know. It's weird. All right, let's figure out for my celebrity death pool who's going next. Andy Dick seems like he's
he's good right now
in recovery.
Yes.
Okay. Do we trust that?
He's got bad illness. Andy could, Andy knows he could go.
He could relapse.
Yeah.
Steven Adler seems okay.
Seems okay.
Dennis Rodman is now an ambassador. We know he's okay. Tom Sizemore I just had on the show. But he seemed okay.
Looked
Think
good.
about Tom is great, but and Tom isn't he just the greatest guy?
Yeah.
He's just a very interesting guy. But he has hope to die addiction. If he goes again, it's going to be bad.
It's right. He's got to stay.
So there's somebody that if he's
the saddest case to me because the guy had a real fucking career. Some of these people you counsel, they were going nowhere anyway. But Sizemore had a real acting career. I mean, he was on the fast track to the Oscar.
Yeah. He's a real talent.
He's a real deal.
And he's been robbed of that, and we've been robbed of it.
Yeah.
But if he stays sober, he'll be back. I mean, Robert Downey's, look at him now. You know what I mean? And the thing that Robert did that they all have to do is they have to drop out and think they'll never work again.
Right. You have to hit rock bottom, in other words.
But they have to, because many hit rock bottom. Like Robert hit rock bottom and then went back to work and then went back to work and then back to work and then relapse. He's got to stop and go, maybe I'll never work again. Maybe I'll never be an actor. I don't know what the hell. Just as long as I stay sober, that's all that matters.
Right. Sober has to come before work.
You can't even think about anything else for a couple of years when you're somebody like that.
What about China, the wrestler? Maybe she's having a hard time, you think?
Not going to go well.
Amy Fisher is doing okay. No, you don't know.
What are they laughing about back here?
I'm just laughing.
Is there Amy fans back here? No.
Gary Busey, I don't think he's on anything.
No,
is he?
No.
I just think he's fucking wild.
Well, he's had brain injury, right?
Yeah.
He's had a lobotomy.
He has?
Yes. He crushed the I think it was a right frontal lobe.
From his motorcycle accident.
Yeah, and he woke up saying, I don't want to use anymore. They used to treat addiction with lobotomies.
Right.
So it diminishes the drive to use.
So after the motorcycle...
So he's cured.
He's cured. The motorcycle accident cured him of addiction.
And that's why all the impulsivity and stuff, he doesn't have that part of his brain functioning where he can sort of see, and that's what we worked on with him, is trying to get him to see how other people are perceiving his behaviors.
Well,
and he was shocked. He was surprised.
But he is now a staple on these reality shows because he's so
interesting.
He's so interesting. Let's put it that way. That's so true. So who knows who's going to be next? I mean, you can go through this list all day. We just don't know. So my celebrity death pool, I'm probably no better off having
you're on your own,
a dartboard.
It's a dartboard.
But as it gives me a agita. It gives me a horrible pain in my stomach when you put it that way. But that's right. These are really sick guys.
We know, and listen, if I can make a few bucks, why not?
No,
in my death pool.
No, and if any of them, I'd be delighted to help any if they want to reach out. But I don't have any contact with any of them.
You know what we ought to do for all of them? Put them in a motorcycle accident. They'll all stop using.
Well, we just do a
there you go.
Lobotomy.
That's right. It's weird. The lobotomy works.
Well.
So what?
Side effects.
So what? How much thinking do you need to do? All right, listen, Dr. Drew, the big show. This is why you're here.
Rob, you know what? I'm here because it's been too long. And the strangest thing of all, by the way, is I'll do this show, and for 2 years afterwards, almost half the time people come up and say hi to me. They'll go, I love you on Stern.
Yeah, well, you're great on the show.
For years after. It's great.
And I think even this new HLN show, Robin can approve of. Because Robin? Do you approve of the
this is fine. This is fine. He's not exploiting it.
Robin, before I do anything in the future, can I call you and double check and make sure you approve
why
it?
not?
No. Go live your life, and then I can comment on it.
Right.
It's so painful, though, Robin. It is.
Yes, Doug. What is it?
Robin, let me finish my sentence. I know you're going to want to jump in, but you really, I mean, you got to saying it's because you don't know Dr. Drew that you would really pause and say, I don't know he has the good heart because I don't know him.
Well, she doesn't know him, she's saying.
Yeah, I know, but...
why could I say he has a good heart if I don't know him? I don't know
Well,
him.
Robin is being correct. She does not know Dr. Drew. So
Yeah,
she
but
can only
Howard,
go by his actions.
Yeah, but you yourself said it just seems a bit petty. You yourself said it seems. I mean, you're not that.
No, I am not as sure as Robin is that the show is so bad. I think there is some good that comes out of it.
Yes, and I think Dr. Drew does have a good heart. I don't know him. He seems like he's trying to make a difference.
I do think Dr. Drew has a good heart.
You're surmising his motivations and all of that stuff. That's wonderful for you.
And I am.
Oh my God!
And you know what?
Oh my God!
But here's Robin. Here's the deal.
Robin has her point of view.
Robin, I am not. Thank you, Doug.
You don't like Robin's point of view.
I love Robin, but it's pissing me off.
But Robin, I am not perfect. I am not. You know that, right?
I thought you were.
No, I'm not perfect, and I've got weaknesses and strengths like anybody, and I'm not claiming to be anything like that. And if that offends you or something, Robin.
Oh, I'm not offended by anything. Will you stop it? Now who's the narcissist? You think I really care about all these things?
Good point.
I think Robin is disturbed by some things that you're doing. But
I do have that one little problem with exploiting people who are incapable of making a good decision.
Yeah, the consent thing is really an interesting question.
Is it possible Robin's in love with you? Oh. Do you ever have
I
that
used to be. No, I'm not anymore.
I've let her down. Oh, that's even worse. Now you've really broken my heart. This is just, now it's
all right, Irene, you're
painful.
on the air. Yes, Irene.
Used to be.
Oh, hi, Howard.
Hi.
A long-time listener, and I love you. You're my king. What I have, Dr. Drew, I totally respect what you do, but regarding celebrity rehab, I've been in AA for 22 years, and what I find about it is bullshit. It's the celebrities are pseudo-representatives of 12-step programs, sending the message out that nobody recovers. Like, for instance, David Hasselhoff eats a burger off the floor and then goes out singing.
Yeah, but a lot of the celebrities on Dr. Drew's show have recovered.
But
Some of them have.
But let's send out a good message. What's the right message to send out about recovery? Because you know I'm a deeply committed to 12-step. I mean, that is the answer.
But the thing is that the celebs are
what is 12-step?
When in fact, it feeds their ego, and their ego needs to be smashed.
She's saying putting them on TV feeds the ego.
Yeah, that's they need humility. You're absolutely right. And if they don't find that, they aren't going to get better. That's absolutely right.
Is that why they make you like clean toilets with the toothbrush and rehab and stuff?
That's the classy way of doing it.
Oh, right. Are you in the West Coast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm in LA.
Yeah, so she knows the Pacific group.
Right.
But 12-step really is just a guided relationship.
Is that where you got to get into God too and give yourself over to higher power?
Faith. You have to let go. Have faith that you can let go. That's really what that is. For
I don't
some
even
people,
know what that means.
It's a very evolved concept.
That's too evolved for me.
It is. Look, it's first understanding your condition and realizing you can't control it. That's the number one thing.
Hasselhoff goes out and says it's part of recovery, and it's in fact not part of recovery.
What is?
That getting loaded. Eating food, relapse.
No,
listen. Never mind that. I'm cutting Irene off. Okay. I'm bored. I'm bored with her. You got to give yourself. You got to admit that you have no control.
It's a part of your brain you can't do anything about. It's a motivational disturbance that's deeper than your consciousness. It colors everything else. Everything else serves it. Not you can't do anything about it. The motivational distortion. You love drugs and alcohol more than you love anything in your life.
Right.
That's the reality.
Got to accept that.
You got to accept that. And you can't control, you can't do anything about it. The second, you have to stop controlling everything in your life. That's some concept of faith.
So how do you control it if you're not controlling it? You have to control your addiction.
No, you commit today to not using.
I see. You say I'm an addict.
I'm an addict.
Today I'm not going to
Today I'm not using, and I'm going to use the support of others to prevent that.
I get it. Okay, got it. All right, one more call. Let's go to Hemp.
Hey, Howard, good morning. Got a question about your degenerate phony phone caller, Richard, and what Dr. Drew thinks of Richard. Not sure how often...
Never mind Dr. Drew. I think Richard's got a problem.
I'm fascinated with Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Fascinating.
You like Bigfoot?
Fascinating.
Really?
What a
big
fascinating guy. Yeah. Oh my
Why
God.
didn't you do a celebrity rehab, but with like the Wack pack, like Bigfoot and?
Great idea. I just
well,
imagine
Richard should be in there.
Just one group session with everybody. With
you know
Debbie
Richard Christie,
and,
right?
God.
Yeah. Do you know Richard Christie, right?
No.
You don't know him, the guy who works on my show, Richard Christie?
Maybe.
He drinks like a motherfucker.
Oh, I hear you guys talking about him. Yeah,
He's constantly champagne and.
That's not good.
But I mean,
He has to pack the booze before he packs his clothes.
So that's not going to
It's
go.
every single day, though. It's every single day. Richard says he goes home, has a 6-pack, maybe a 12-pack, but
So this
almost
gonna.
every single day. But
All right, so here's the deal.
But he's functioning.
You're right. You can't with somebody at that stage. It's very hard to do anything with them because they are functioning and it's still working. For
You know
them.
why he's functioning? Because he works for me.
You're enabling him.
Well, I'm not enabling, but I'm
Robbing.
like the job is so much fun. Like he makes phony phone calls. You almost have to get loaded to do that.
That's for sure. Okay, yeah. Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Like if he had to go to a real job, I don't know that he could. I don't know, but maybe he could. He's in the best shape of his life physically.
How old is he now?
Hey, Richard, get in here. What am I talking about your case?
It's gonna. Want me to kind of deal with him, talk to him about it.
Yeah, let's talk to him a little bit.
We talk to him about it all the time.
I mean, it's gonna.
We're just not
unravel.
getting anywhere.
It's just you can't. With
Here he is. Look, he's thin. He lost a lot of weight. He actually looks halfway decent.
He has a relationship. He's married.
Here goes Drew into his doctor thing.
Is there alcoholism in your family?
No.
Really?
No, my parents don't even really drink.
How about your grandparents? Sister,
No.
Well, maybe.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
I mean,
He's brought it into the family.
He's starting a new
Are you
thing.
adopted? Is there
Are
some
you adopted?
No.
Is there
I'm not
some reason
adopted,
it's
I don't
not in the
think.
family? Like there's clergy, your dad's a clergy or something, or
My dad was a railroader. No,
it doesn't make sense. All right, so go ahead.
So I love beer. I love craft beer. I love the way it tastes, and I
love it more than like
soda or any.
You love it more than like your health or your safety.
Well, I think I'm fairly healthy. I run the other Sunday. I ran 9 miles.
How much you drink in the average day?
During the week, like last night, I had 1 beer.
Be honest, what you're drinking?
1 beer last night, but on the weekends, I'll have.
And when does the weekend start? Wednesday?
Friday night.
Oh, Friday night. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. What
Yeah.
do you have on the weekends?
I'll have probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 beers, like 16
across the entire weekend.
No,
per
probably
night.
a day. Yeah.
It's a lot of alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And then what about this whole thing when you and your wife get on trains and you pack up like bottles and bottles of champagne and down them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
talk
have
about that.
consequences from? I mean, do you guys get in trouble? Do you have legal problems? Do you have, your doctor tell you to stop?
I've peed myself a few times, and they had to put me in a wheelchair coming off a plane one time, going to Bubba's wedding.
Right.
Goofy things like that.
He murdered 44 people.
He just doesn't remember it.
It's hard to make the firm
call
without the family history, without the genetics there. It's possible still, and maybe it was sort of hidden for years. Maybe the family.
I think he's downplaying how much he drinks too.
No,
during the week you only have 1 beer
10
a
or
night.
12 on a weekend day is a
Did
lot.
you fall down an escalator drunk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If he's an alcoholic, he would be minimizing. Right? That's part of the condition. They deny, they lie, they minimize stuff. So.
And the thing is, Dr. Drew, that whenever he's in a social situation, he gets polluted.
Yeah, like
he
not
can't
just like
have social
do
drinks.
you have social anxiety? Is that why you're sort of loading up, or
Maybe a little bit, especially like. Honestly, around Howard,
it's Howard's fault.
I get a little nervous. Like
when are you
we're
around me?
Well, never really.
Exactly.
That's why I get nervous.
Howard TV has a clip of Richard drunk in a wheelchair. I'm going to show it to Dr. Drew just so you can see the extent. Look, there he is.
Where do I go? Oh, there.
See that? That's him. That's him
you
in the
certainly look like an alcoholic there. You look like you should be in a hospital.
Yeah. They had to wheel him out.
Richard. It's hard not to call that alcohol.
And by the way, you were on a plane, right? That's why they wheeled you out.
Yeah.
How many drinks did you have on the plane?
Quite a few, probably 7 or 8. I don't
7
like to
or
fly.
8? I think there was a little more than that.
Well, he drinks before Howard. You don't realize he gets drunk before
Tell
the
Dr.
flight.
Drew how much you drank before you got on the plane. Look at him getting into the car.
Looks like you have Parkinson's.
Well, that's what happens. Yeah.
Hey, we were going to Bubba the Love Sponge's wedding. It was fun.
He's gone. He's just fucking gone. I mean, don't you feel like Richard's sort of downplaying this?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Richard.
Yeah.
Remember when John and I took the crew out to dinner for Christmas?
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
All right, so we went to the steakhouse, like Peter Luger Steakhouse. Tell everybody what you drank that night.
You probably know better than I do. I don't remember. There's a lot of beers.
I think he drank like it was at least like 12 beers. It was a lot of wine. In fact, at one point you chugged the last part of the bottle of wine.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't want it to go to waste.
And then he called me to tell me something, hung up, and called me back completely forgetting that he had just called me.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, he has blackouts.
Hey, I'm not denying.
He's worried about the liability of having somebody like this on his team.
Yeah, but I don't drink here. I don't.
He brags. Richard brags that there's a place in the city that has it's $25 all the mimosas you can drink, and he brags that he goes there every Sunday and basically puts them out of business.
It's actually free mimosas as long as you buy food, so it's like the greatest.
I think
deal
we're going to
and they go for the mimosas.
Yeah. How many mimosas do you have?
I'll probably have about 15 or 20 of them.
15 or 20 mimosas.
See, am I denying anything?
What's your ethnic heritage? Where are your ancestors from?
Kansas.
Kansas?
Oh,
I mean,
no.
he means like your ethnic background.
I don't think I ever looked that much into it.
Where's your dad's family?
Irish.
Irish. Okay.
Irish and German.
Done. It's over. It's over.
Hey,
so
that's stereotype.
No, that's genetics.
Just the truth.
That's just the genetics. And by the way, I believe the genetics of alcoholism is a survivor gene.
Really?
Yeah, when you really look at where it flourished.
From horrible places.
Horrible places that were repeatedly assaulted for multiple generations, like Scotland and Ireland. The survivors had this gene.
They were wasted.
No. They're activated by extreme circumstances.
I see.
So alcoholics make like great fighter pilots and great shortstops and great extreme situations.
Why are so few Jews alcoholics?
It's a great question, and it's the only time you ever see addiction without alcoholism. The Jews and ethnic Jews, Ashkenazi Jews, and Han Chinese. Only time.
Yeah.
And I think probably because so many generations of horrible things, that part of it just got burned out somehow.
It's like the opposite happened.
It is something like back in Egypt.
They lived through it.
Yeah. Well, probably if we
they had Herosis.
I think probably in 2000 BC in Egypt, maybe we would have seen more like the Irish, but it's kept going many thousands more years, and that part's gone now too.
You know what's weird about alcoholism too? Like watching Richard drunk like that is funny. Like you can't help but laugh.
But
and
not when you're going through it.
No, I
had fun.
Yeah, you loved it.
I did.
It's funny.
He's having fun. That's
that moment is funny, but the implication broadly is bad. Richard's going to have trouble.
Yeah, you think he's in trouble?
He's going to have trouble.
I mean, I've gotten a clean bill of health from my doctor.
Do you tell him about the Mimosa Fridays?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did he tell you to cut down?
Is your doctor an alcoholic or a drug addict?
No, he's a good doctor.
Yeah, you know what kills me? I hardly drink, and like I started to have like 1 or 2 glasses of wine a night. And I went for my yearly physical a couple of years ago, and I showed a slight elevation in the liver area. Very slight. Nothing, you know. My doctor, that's what my doctor said to me. He said, so he goes, have 1 or 2 drinks a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, 1 or 2 drinks a week? And I started to get upset. And I said, well, if I'm getting upset, that means maybe I'm getting too into this shit. And so now I don't drink. I mean,
it's definitely better not to drink.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine I'm that sensitive to alcohol?
You were on any cholesterol meds, statin, or anything?
No, my cholesterol's real low. I don't get it.
Yeah, see, I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I got gout, but a lot of that was
the gout and the blood pressure may be directly related to the alcohol.
But that's why I started running a lot and getting in better shape. But now I feel like my reward,
let's
is a nice beer.
Howard, let's examine that thinking for a second.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The gout and the blood pressure is from the alcohol. So that's why I started running.
Right.
Not stop drinking or cut down. That's why I started running.
He'll never stop drinking. I'm telling you, this guy's unbelievable.
I have one more point to make because somebody just reminded me of this. So the way Richard lost all his weight is he's got this app, and this app tells you how many calories you can have a day. And there's many times during the day where Richard will give his calories to alcohol rather than to food.
Of course. Of course. That's very healthy.
How many calories is a beer?
It depends. It can go from around 100 up to about 350.
So, I mean, how many calories are you supposed to eat a day?
I'm at about 1,800 a day.
So if you're having 12 beers in one day, that's it, no food for the day.
Yeah, but that's why I run 9 miles, because then that adds another 1,000 calories.
You're doing a lot to work around this drink.
But Richard, what's fueling you when you run? You have to have some protein.
Well, no, he doesn't have to have protein, but he will break down without the protein.
Right.
But he's such a specimen.
What's fueling me when I run is knowing I get to have a beer right afterwards.
Oh, my God. Dr. Drew, help him.
I'm not sure it's possible.
But is it really, though, honestly?
Yes, honestly.
Is beer as bad as being addicted to, like, vodka and hard alcohol?
It's all the same. It's just you eventually get the same amount. Your brain will have you drinking in the amount that it wants you to drink.
Do you know Richard's
50 beers or 3 ounces of alcohol? Whatever.
Do you know Richard's doctor has a bar in the waiting room?
I was feeling.
Just in case
something's going on with that doctor. I've got to say.
There is a dentist in New York that I heard has wine, so I'm thinking of going there.
Oh my God!
He never wanted to take care of his teeth.
All the free wine. Yeah, you don't even brush your teeth. Why would you care? Listen to him. This is him calling in. Listen.
Hardemeyer, you prick cocksucker. Listen to me now.
That's Richard.
Richard, I can tell you, sure seemed nervous around Howard.
Fuck you doing. But right now...
Here's Richard pissing in the street.
Hey, what's up, Will, you sexy bitch? All right, I'm going to leave you a message, and this is it. I'm going to take a piss right on the phone right here.
In the middle of Manhattan.
Girls love this.
I'm wasted.
You're married?
All right, hold on there. I just had...
it's the whole thing is a mess. The whole thing.
Dr. Drew is laughing.
Wow, what's he going to do?
Howard, Sal just told me, his partner told me that when they travel, and there's a lot of thought when you want to be, when you want to be a drunk, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. Right. So he brings a paper bag full of the little bottles, the ones that you can get through, because they're less than 3 ounces.
Miniatures.
And he said, and Sal says the bag just clinks and clinks, but he says it'll be 6 in the morning, and he'll just be pounding them down.
Oh, really?
Because I hate to fly. I'm very scared of flying, and alcohol just makes me feel so much
We saw
better.
evidence of what happens when you get off a plane.
Well, Dr. Drew, you've done him no good.
I'm worried. Though.
I'm open to discussion, though. I'm not denying that I'm an alcoholic.
I'll give you something.
You hear that?
What? What do you say?
He said he's an alcoholic.
You're an alcoholic.
I've admitted that several times on here.
By the way, this business of, if you admit it, that's half the problem.
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Right.
You got to do something about it.
Richard, stop drinking for a month.
Oof.
He could get sick.
All right.
He could have withdrawal,
Well, I mean.
Be careful.
Do it. Can you do it?
Well, if that's the case, maybe I'll try it a few days at a time or something.
He's not doing it.
A week.
You talk to your doctor maybe before you do it and get, you really be, it's very scary.
It is, right?
Really, yeah, it's really could go bad. I mean, make sure you take, your nutrition's first thing to pay attention to, because you can get actually brain damage and nerve damage and stuff.
Well, I mean, honestly,
I think he has brain damage.
I eat super healthy.
I think you have brain damage.
I heard all about it. It was 12 beers or food.
That's once in a while.
Oh, my God.
I probably do have brain damage, but
I know you do.
It helps with my prank calls and stuff.
No, it doesn't. Don't even think that. And go see your doctor, Richard, and have him have you withdraw for a month. See what happens.
I will.
Also, the Dr. Drew podcast is available on iTunes. Robin will be watching both and listening to both. I know that.
I feel like I've made some inroads with Robin. No, Robin, are we still
Again,
exactly the same?
I didn't want that perception out there that I hated you, because that's not the truth.
Yeah, Robin is full of love. She really is.
Yeah, I know.
I call her my love bug.
And think how long you guys have been together. She has to have been, right?
She loves me. Right, Robin?
I do.
I'm going to rub it into Drew. She loves me, Drew.
She used to love me too.
Unquestionably.
She said that.
When you lose Robin's love, it's not fun.
It's not at all.
That's right.
You've lost the sunshine.
There's one last call from you from a very famous caller, Debbie the pet lady. Once.
Fantastic. I love
Yes,
to talk to
Debbie, go ahead.
Howard, I want to talk to you in person.
Debbie, this is Dr. Drew. Do you know you frighten me, my dear? Are you okay?
No, I'm not, because your show's been mean to me. I see how you do me. You know.
Yeah, Drew's show has been mean.
Yeah, can I just say something, please? And I won't yell.
All right.
It needs to come out already. It's not fair what you've done to me. You know, I asked nicely to speak to, like, Gary, and Gary can't even take 5 minutes to answer me, but he answers all your regulars.
This is back to getting the wrong seats in the AGT.
Yeah, this is AGT.
Yeah.
She was complaining. She complains Gary doesn't spend enough time on the show with her. I mean,
how does she know what Gary does with the others?
She has.
Because I see the tweets. I seen Eric's tweet how he's bragging that Gary got hold of him and is going to help him with something on the air for today. But yeah, when I was writing Gary all 3 days in a row to beg him.
Debbie, we're not like Dr. Drew, a help center.
Answer your regulars, but why are you?
I don't answer anybody.
Like shit. You treat me like crap, and you don't want to.
Well, if that's Gary treating you that way, don't blame Howard.
Yeah, and Gary can't be involved with you.
No, we're treating her fine, Howard.
I know you are.
He wanted to have me locked up and have FBI come to my house and take my kid away, but that's okay.
Her kid?
Who's taking your kid? Oh yeah, she has a kid.
How do you support?
John, the reporter John.
Debbie, how do you support your child? Debbie?
What do you mean?
I mean, what do you do for a living?
What do you mean?
What do you do for a living?
Nobody works.
I'm on
disability.
From state.
Yeah.
And how old's your child?
My child's older now. He's 16.
16. Is he getting on okay? Is he going to go to college and stuff?
Yeah, he's actually doing very good. He smart. He got good grades.
And Debbie, somebody must have advised you to take medication along the way. How come you don't take medication?
I think she does.
Do you?
I was taking. I stopped.
Oh, you can tell.
Yeah.
And all that. You have sort of a bipolar disorder. Is that right?
They diagnosed me with schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia.
Or schizoaffective. Schizoaffective disorder.
Wow. You've got everything.
Yeah, and a mood disturbance.
And mood, yeah. Well, listen, Debbie's a character. But
no, I'm not. I'm not part of the show no more.
Yeah, but Debbie, so maybe it's best you stay away from the show.
Yeah, because, you people won't tell the truth to the world anyway.
I think people love you, Debbie.
I think people love you. We love you, but maybe it's best you stay away from the show.
No. Just hear me out one time, all right?
I think I've heard you out 1,000,000 times.
No, you didn't, Howard, because you always hang up on me.
Well, I don't have all day for this.
Yeah, because you don't have the time to listen to the truth.
I don't have the time. You're right. I'm doing a radio show that entertains
Debbie,
people.
if you're being mistreated here, stay away.
Right. That's the best answer.
I am.
Okay, so then be done with...
my fucking life to the fucking world, and I'm not supposed to get upset, right? You can trash me out there, and when I want my
We like you.
play nothing else on me than you fuckers, because I will fuck you up. Do you understand?
Yes.
Oh.
I understood.
Well, this went well.
Shuli has a thing with her. If you yell back at her, she stops.
Oh, really? I don't think so.
Hey, Debbie, you better shut up right now.
Oh.
See?
Wow,
it worked.
Oh, she calmed down.
By the way, Richard's in the corner doing shots. And who can blame him? It's
fun.
Let's join in. All
Why
right.
did you let that, John?
I don't know, Debbie. Please.
We didn't do
stay
anything.
away from the show.
Lieberman?
Oh, John Lieberman, you don't like?
He threatened to
Oh, he came to her house, right? He came and
he's done
and Embedded.
You know, he's on HLN every night with Jane Velez.
Anything aired. You people don't want me on your show anymore. Fine.
No,
I don't want to be on your show anymore either.
That's probably
That's
best.
the deal I wanted to make with you people.
All right.
So leave me alone.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right.
I only cater to your regulars anyway, because that's all you want on your show is your regulars, because that's all you ever.
All right.
To your regulars.
Fair enough. Thank you, Debbie.
We agree with you.
3 years. I wasted 3 years on this show, and I want the world to at least to hear what I had to say, because it's not right how you people did me for 3 years.
If she took medication, could she be normal? No.
The schizoaffective is a personality disorder.
I see.
And
but what would the medication do?
Not this business.
Right, up and down.
Yeah.
She'd be constant.
She'd be better. She'd be narrower range.
You know, so you push me to these fucking stakes and moves.
All right, fair enough. You've made a good point. And time to move on. Thank you.
Probably
Bye-bye.
disability a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't imagine her in the workplace.
No.
Would you?
Who's doing more to remove the stigma of mental illness, us or you?
You're doing
We're doing a great job.
You really are.
You know what, Drew? I'm going to leave it up to you.
Thank you.
I feel much better with you dealing with
Thank
this.
you.
All right, Dr. Drew, thank you. Your show, of course, is helping a lot of people.
We try.
Watch Dr.
Not
Drew.
Robin, evidently. But...
Well, some people disagree.
You were trying to help me?
Richard, go out in the hall and talk to Dr. Drew.
Richard,
I wanted to thank you. I mean, thanks for even bringing me up. I appreciate it and caring.
It really worked.
I appreciate it. And I'm reading Steve-O's book right now too, and you really helped him.
Steve-O, we helped.
Yeah.
Steve-O was going to die.
Yeah,
Steve-O's amazing.
You know who helped him is Knoxville.
Johnny,
Knoxville called me. We all knew what was going on. I said, Knoxville, you've tied this guy up a million times. Tie him up now, throw him in the trunk, take him to the hospital. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
And
he's
alive.
Fascinating, the story about their intervention.
And he was not thinking right for a long time after
I love that Johnny Knoxville. Just saw him in L.A. Spent two nights with him.
Steve was a miracle of recovery. Years now.
Pretty impressive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great guy.
All right, listen, Dr. Drew, we could enter it up all day, but unfortunately all good things must come to an end.
Thank you.
And you're right, Steve-O, big success story, Robin. You have to remember that. Steve-O now.
I think Steve-O is doing incredibly well. And it again, my complaints came right at the very beginning and had nothing to do with people's results.
I'm just saying Steve-O is now stapling his balls completely sober. And
that's right.
And Robin, I wish I had consulted you before we published that book. I really do.
Absolutely.
Stop it.
Well,
Stop
it
it.
happened all here.
You couldn't apologize at the time. Remember that? You defended yourself.
I did.
All right, we're going to end this right now. This is the next time you come in, we'll continue.
Thank you.
Dr. Drew, thank you.
It will go on and on and on.
Robin, thank you, and we'll be back right after these words.
Mr. Christie.
See, some guys are addicted to dirty magazines and webcams, and I like drinking.
Richard, given everything that was discussed today, did your opinion about yourself change at all? Do you see yourself and your behavior in a different light?
I don't know, man. I just love beer so much. That's not to make it sound simple, but I love the taste of beer. I love feeling good. I love relaxing, winding down with a nice beer after a run. I just love it. So I don't, if something really crazy happens, then maybe I'll quit. But so far, knock on wood,
what will it take?
I'm still able to function.
We have the same doctor. He uses my doctor. So I just told him that I didn't think he was telling my doctor the truth.
I do. I swear. I swear.
Maybe if you went in with him.
I want to.
You want to go in with him and describe exactly what's going on here.
You can go in there with me while I tell him I have 12 beers in a day.
But a lot of physicians don't maybe understand alcoholism per se, and I bet you what he'll say to him is, you need to cut down, why don't you be careful, and that may not be possible for you. You're either going to have to stop.
It would be
or
hard,
not.
yeah.
And we heard Howard say take a month off, and that scares me. You could have full-on withdrawal. Boy, she's suppressing a smile.
No, because I recommended my doctor to Richard, so I'd be more than gladly to go there with him.
I think you should. I think Lisa's going with you.
Okay.
Because it scares me when he goes, I'm running so I can drink. And I go,
Yeah.
ooh.
Well, I
That's
was
that thinking. That's
but
that
I was
thought.
drinking before I ran. It's just
See,
now
it's better now. See, now I'm running so I can keep drinking. Anything to keep drinking. Yeah, right. Sweating it all out. There you go.
No, I realize, and I've told Howard before, I do drink a lot. I'm not going to deny that.
But this is an interesting situation. I mean, it's working for him. He doesn't want to stop. You have to find that motivation to stop, and he's going to have some more serious consequence before he does. What are you going to say, right? I mean, sometimes doctors can have an impact to say, "Hey, you got to do this." But we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think your doctor can do that. I don't think so.
Maybe if she goes and talks to him.
Dr. Drew.
Cameras or no? Are you allowed to have cameras in there? Rob won't hear of it.
I don't know.
Dr. Drew, are there levels of alcoholism?
Oh, sure.
That is to say, is Richard more of a binge drinker than anything right now?
He's what you call, he's still controlling it. Even though it's excessive and he's having some consequence, he's still controlling it. It's not out of control yet. And that's when it's difficult to get people to motivate to stop. Because they say, look, I'm still working, I got to control, what do I do?
What will be some of the indicators to look for if we see Richard going over the line?
Just look at the videotape getting off the airplane that says that tells you everything you need to know.
In my defense, that was 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
So things have progressed since then, so just keep that in mind.
Hey, I'm Mark Maron. I'm sitting back here waiting to go in. I'm here to talk about my book, Attempting Normal. Got the TV show on Friday called Maron, and I've never met Howard Stern. I've never been on his show. I'm nervous a little bit, but I'm watching him on TV, so I think it's gonna be all right. But I have no idea. I'm excited. That's what I meant to say. Excited and full of dread, panic. But just excited. We'll go with just excited.
Now, you do your own podcast, so this is a little bit different for you being on the other side of the microphone.
Well, I'm familiar with it, but I've never been on the other side of Howard's microphone.
Very true.
I mean, this is a guy that I've, listened to and known about for my entire career, and I've never had a lot of friends been on here. Never figured he knew who I was. Still not sure. We'll see. But it's a big day. It's a big day.
Cool. All right, Mark. We'll see you in the studio.
Thanks, man.
Mark Maron is a stand-up comedian. He's having a lot of success right now. For years, he wanted to kill himself because he was jealous of everybody else's success.
Oh, dear.
Let's say hi to Mark. Look at you. There's Mark Maron. Yes. Hey, Mark. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Nice
I
having
wonder
you.
who he was jealous of.
Who were you jealous of that you were you were really annoyed with your career for a while?
Yes, a long time.
You were jealous.
Of course, consumed.
Who
consumed.
Were you? But I understand that.
Yeah.
When I see other people doing well, it makes me angry and hurt.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you're not doing well,
right?
But who was it you were jealous of?
No, even when I was doing well, I'm still angry with people who are doing well.
How can you not be?
You're right.
The biggest one, really, for years was Jon Stewart, quite honestly.
Right.
Because,
really?
Well, we had started together, and I kind of knew him. And somewhere in my brain, I thought, if I could just keep my shit together a little bit, There's no difference between us. And there was a period in time when I first started out where he was literally on every magazine every week. I would walk down
the best press ever.
And I'd walk down the street, and every newsstand, it was just his face going, "Fuck you, Maron. Who's winning? Who's winning?"
It was all about you and him.
That's it. The whole world.
Now, when you were doing, did you guys come up in stand-up comedy sort of at the same time, you and Jon Stewart?
Yes, we did. And he very early on was, he got TV opportunities, got a lot of opportunities. I ended up hosting Short Attention Span Theater, which is the thing he started on Comedy Central.
Right.
I hosted the last version of that. I killed that show.
Things were not going well. So wait, because you're kind of a political guy too. You did Air America for a while.
For a couple of years. I was more reactionary. I was political for a little while, but I was generally just pissed off and angry, and I thought bitterness was...
Did you try the Air America experiment because you said, hey, that's a way to be like Jon Stewart, like I'll be political kind of guy?
No,
too?
that was because the Air America thing happened because I was out, I just moved out to Los Angeles.
Right.
My career it never really took off, and I got this opportunity.
Yeah, because I never really heard of you.
That's not nice.
And no, I'd never heard of you before.
Yeah.
And like Gary King, hey, you should have Mark Maron on there.
Yeah.
Who is Mark Maron? And then people started to tell me, and you came up with 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄 and all these guys.
Yeah.
And you must have hated Louis too.
Well, me and Louis, that became a problem. We kind of resolved that. We resolved that stuff on my podcast briefly. But with John, it was a bigger problem. And with John, the problem still kind of exists.
You're kidding.
It's weird, man.
Do you ever run into John?
No, but...
does he know you're upset with him, even though there's no rational explanation for it?
Yes.
He knows.
No, I'm not upset with him anymore. He's still kind of, he's a little upset with me.
Did you go around bad-mouthing him? Was that the problem?
No, I used to do it right to him.
Really?
What
would you say to him?
It was ridiculous. like there was a...
You felt you were entitled to his career.
I felt that if I could just be charming and not be such a dick,
right?
That I could, I could be that guy. I used to think if I just committed to a haircut, if I just committed to a hairstyle
and a shave,
and a shave, the guy, he's just got the confidence to never change his haircut, and that was.
You felt you were the same. You know what it is? You probably knew that your anger was getting in the way of your career. Because John's like a nice guy, like he's not a shit,
No, yeah.
And what you're saying is you're a shit,
yeah.
And you're an angry, pissed off guy.
I was. I'm better.
Did you go in therapy to get rid of that?
No, you get old and you get your ass handed to you. I mean, you're going to get humbled,
right?
Yeah. After a certain point, if you're an asshole, eventually you're like, well, this isn't working out,
right?
And you get humbled. Your wife leaves, your career craps out, and then that's it. You're sitting with your own shit.
So what was going on for you? You were going out for like you auditioned for Saturday Night Live, right?
I did in '95,
and you didn't get it.
No, I didn't get it.
And that's the kind of stuff that was beating you down. You'd start to see the other guys in stand-up comedy who you came up with,
sure,
getting great opportunities,
right from the beginning.
And you said, I'm as funny as they are.
Yeah, and I used to call my manager and go, how'd he fucking get that? The first 20 years of my career were fueled by spite, by me yelling at my manager saying, why is that guy on television?
And then your manager would say, look, what do you want from me? Go out and do something,
he'd
dummy.
Say, I'm not talking to you anymore. Right. But
so you probably hung around with a lot of losers because it made you feel better. Guys you wouldn't be jealous of.
I didn't hang around with anybody.
Right. You were that angry.
Well, I was. I hung around with Louis. The guys were always good. Me and Attell and Louis and Jeff Ross. I mean, all these guys were my guys. Sarah.
Right.
We all hung out together. Todd Barry and I was all part of that scene.
Right.
I was not that angry. I was not that miserable. I was still doing comedy.
Right.
But in my heart, I couldn't quite reconcile why. And now this stuff is happening. I'm almost 50.
Did you ever think about giving up comedy? Did you ever say, hey, that's not for me. It's not working out?
No, I didn't know what else to do. That happened to me even a few years ago when everything hit the skids. And, before I started my show, the podcast, I was
Your
like...
podcast has changed everything.
Yeah.
Your podcast gets, what, 700,000 downloads per show?
It gets between 300 and 400,000 per show.
That's amazing.
It's great.
How did people learn of your podcast? I don't understand that universe.
Well, ultimately, what happened, we started it, and then I started talking to comics, and it evolved into this one-on-one interview show, and there were a couple of episodes that, became very important and sort of put it on the map. I did one with Robin Williams. I did 2 with Louis, a double episode where we kind of rebuilt our friendship. I did 2 with
When
𝗦𝗵cie.
Louis was on your podcast, you guys were on the outs.
Well, you hadn't talked in a while. There was tension because I'd gotten to the point where I couldn't interact with Louis because I couldn't handle his success.
Yeah, he's on fire.
He's always been kind of on fire. He's a very talented guy.
Right.
And but we've been friends for years.
And so did there come a time where you said to Louis, "Look, Louis, the reason I can't be friends with you is because I'm so jealous of you."
Yeah.
You did. You confronted him with
I
it.
said that.
And what did he say? He probably got uncomfortable. He probably said, this guy Maron's out of his fucking mind. Right.
Well, he said, it upset him. And then it came to a point where, he was having his own problems.
Right.
And, I was a friend of his, too. But he didn't feel like he could reach out to me. So there was this thing.
So you hadn't spoken in years?
Not much.
And he walked. So when you
I went to his
him,
house.
You went to his house to
with the microphones. That's a humbling experience.
Did you tell him you were coming, or you just
No, he knew. He wanted. We weren't. We didn't hate each other. We just didn't talk much, and it used to hurt my heart. And then he called me on it in the middle of that show.
Right.
He said, when you couldn't talk to me, I might have needed a friend. You were being a shitty friend. And, I almost got, I got a little choked up, and I let the moment happen. And then since then, we've been in touch. We've been all right.
Did there come a time for a lot of comedians, this real sign of success was if Marc Maron hated you?
I do a lot of apologizing on my show.
Right.
Yes,
you do.
I do.
But that takes a big man to do that.
Well, it took a while.
Yeah.
That's what happened with John, is I called him up. I'm like, hey, I'm the apologize guy.
Right.
So, I call him up, and I'm like, let's do this. I apologize to people. That's my new thing.
Right.
And he's like, well, I don't know if you remember what a dick you were.
Wow.
To me.
What did he remind you of? What had you done?
I was a dick.
How were you a dick?
Well, when we were starting out, I was doing my angry kind of I'm the rebel guy.
Right.
And he was always a great comic.
Right.
I got, he's a talented
terrific,
guy.
Yeah.
And he's a funny guy. But he had just done I think his first big break, he would host MTV Spring Break or something.
That drove you nuts.
Yeah, well, yeah, right away.
Yeah.
So he would.
I love that you're honest about it.
Well, no, he would walk in. There was one moment, where I was on stage at the Boston Comedy Club.
Right.
And John walks in, and I'm on stage. There's probably not a lot of people there. And I said, hey, how's sucking Satan's cock? That kind of thing.
Wow.
And, and he didn't know what the hell to do with that. And
meanwhile, you would have loved that opportunity to suck Satan's cock and go on MTV.
Where is Satan's cock?
Yeah, it took me 40 years. No, Satan, fortunately, never wanted me to suck his dick. I was one of the lucky ones.
Right.
Satan never said, you're ready? And I'm like, no, he never showed up.
And in a way, thank God John was sort of strong inside, because when you get that kind of criticism from your fellow comics, you start to even question yourself.
I feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I genuinely, and I do, and I honestly, and then there was another time, he put me on his show too when he had this show on MTV. He would have me on as a comic guest. He was good to me.
Right.
And I was always sort of standoffish with him. It was weird. And then there was a couple of great moments with him and I. There was one time, when I started hosting Short Attention Span Theater, that was 1992, and he had started that show,
right.
And I was, Captain Rebel, fuck show business. He had me when I started hosting that show. He had me into his office. I don't remember which show he was hosting at the time, one of the Jon Stewart show, and he brought me into his office, and I was like, "So what's up? How's the doing my thing?" And he goes, "Don't you host Short Attention Span Theater?" I go, yeah, I do. He goes, you have no right to talk to me like this anymore.
Right. Yeah. You took a show that I did.
Yeah. You have no. And he put that in my face. And then years later, he was hosting some event I was at, and I came up to him. I started in again. And he's like, I really don't need to take this shit from you.
Right.
And I don't have to talk. I don't have to talk to you at all.
Right.
So this went on for years, but the weird thing was when I called up, like, you
were bullying him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And when I called up, like, come on, let's do the apology thing. He's like, there's no love here.
Right. Good for him. I mean, good for him in a way.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Why do I need to put myself through it?
It was a great moment for me for him to say that because I needed to hear that.
So is he on? So he's never been on the podcast.
No, he said he would have coffee with me, maybe.
Right.
But no, he's
not going to put it out there up for everyone.
No,
to
he's not a very public guy, and I get that. And look, to be honest with you, because however angry you are,
I can tell it really bothers you because you know what? John's a really nice guy. He really is. I mean, I've met a lot of people.
Yeah.
And John is sincerely one of the nicest people I've ever met. And I don't know him that well off air. You know, he's done my show many times. But one time I was hanging out at a hotel in Los Angeles, where I'm up, and John was just staying at the same hotel, and we got to talking. And I said, gee, what a genuinely nice guy. Like, there was no hidden agenda, you know?
Yeah.
So, like it's got to drive you crazy now that you're enlightened somewhat.
It does. It does. But I tell you, honestly, Howard, there's when he said... I was on the phone.
Poor you.
I was in Portland, Oregon. And Gallagher had just been in my hotel room and stormed out in the middle of a podcast. I interviewed that nut, and and here I am, right? And he had just said, "I'm not doing this," and he stormed out of the fucking room.
Right.
And that happened. And then I'm on the phone I'm in Portland, Oregon. Gallagher just walked out of my show, and then I'm on the phone. John calls me back, and I'm like, "Hey, man, I want to do this show." And when he said that to me. He said, I don't have to do that. I don't want to do that. Why would I do that? And I'm like, all right, he's right. Who the hell do I think I am?
Right.
And he says, maybe we'll have coffee. I hung up the phone. I'm like, all right, that was a genuine thing there. But there's part of me that's like, no, I'm not going to have coffee. There's still, I got to fight.
You're still angry.
There is that guy still there.
It's still there.
Yeah. Well, it never leaves.
It doesn't?
No.
Maybe it gets a little quieter.
Yeah, it definitely gets quieter.
I relate to what you're saying. I have picked up the phone and called people that I have because of my anger.
Yeah.
And I have tremendous anger, too.
Do you know where it comes from?
I believe I do.
Where?
Well, I know where your anger comes from because I've read something about your history.
Yeah.
I mean, it all goes back to parenting and all that. Your father was a doctor.
Yeah.
Cold and aloof.
Yeah, gone. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean, and a narcissist, your dad, because he would steal moments from you.
Always did yesterday.
He did? Because I was reading it, like, even at your high school graduation.
Yeah.
Your father turns to you at your graduation.
My college graduation.
It was your college graduation. Yeah, and your father turns to you and he goes, I don't feel good. I'm going to go kill myself.
Yeah, I don't want to live anymore.
I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
Now, when your dad does that, he sucks your moment. It's your college graduation.
Yeah.
Why did he choose that moment to tell you he was going to kill himself?
No, it happened throughout my life. I mean, this is something that happened throughout my life, and
a successful guy, doctor, and
I don't know what the hell his problem was. I try to figure out, even in the book. I'm like, I don't know what happened to that guy. I don't know what causes that. But you're right about that's a very good way to look at it. I never really thought about it like that. That he erases yourself. He erases your sense of self. All about him.
So if you've gone through your life feeling like you can't get inside, you're an outsider, you can't get your parents' attention.
Yeah.
Sounds like your mother was very self-absorbed too.
Yeah, she's gotten better.
An anorexic.
A little bit.
You once went on the air and said my mother weighs 119 pounds, and she called you up to correct you and say, no, I weigh 116 pounds.
Yeah, she was upset about that.
Yeah. So
in the book, I talk about her getting new boobs.
Right.
But and she don't care about that.
Right.
But as long as I get the weight right, we're going to be okay.
Is she better with her weight now?
She doesn't look at it as a problem. It's just her job.
Right.
Is maintaining the weight.
Skinny.
Yeah, that's her job. She once said to me 5 years, within the last 4 years, she pulled me aside and said, Mark, if you were fat, I don't think I could love you.
Isn't that something?
This was a couple of years ago.
If your mother says to you, if you were fat, I don't think I could love you.
Right.
And your father steals all your moments from you.
It's amazing. I got a sense
How can you not be angry about, you know, you're probably still a little kid inside trying to get some attention, get someone to look at you. And then when the world isn't looking at you and is looking at Jon Stewart and looking at Louis C.K., you go berserk and you lash out, and it makes perfect sense. And my own anger, I would do the same thing. I would go into a new radio market and scream about guys I didn't even fucking know.
Yeah. Where's yours come from?
Well, you know, look, without going into my story, I think that I have a lot of issues in terms of wanting attention.
Yeah.
And not growing up in a certain way. And, you know, I mean, you can go into a whole psychological profile.
Sure.
My father raped me repeatedly, anally. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, this is the best interview ever.
Yeah, right. No, but like you say, your dad would do weird things too. Like, you were at your grandfather's funeral.
Yeah, that was
and your dad started to put his fingers in your grandpa's mouth.
Well, you know, he was a doctor, so you never know. It's an interesting thing with doctors. You know, there's always a clinical element.
Right.
Yeah, there's a
the emotions out the window.
Right. Like, even, you know, in the book I talk about the time where, you know, he brought another guy in to give me a proctological exam at the house.
Yeah, I know. I read that. You see, now I know where your anger comes from.
Yeah.
You're a kid. Yeah. How old were you when that happened?
I was probably 7 or 8. We just moved to a new town.
And you felt you had
I had a pain in my stomach, right? So my father, who's an orthopedic, not an internist, he's an orthopedic,
not a proctologist,
right? No, and you know, he's going to examine me. He's my dad. He's a doctor. So he gives me that examination. He sticks his finger in my ass.
Where did this occur? In your bedroom?
No, I don't know. I can't remember where that one occurred. Where the first, when the initial examination. I don't know where it occurred. But you know, there's a moment there where you're like, he's a doctor. This is something that happens. But in retrospect, I don't know how you process that as a kid, right? So in my memory, he doesn't know what the hell is wrong with me, really, because it's not his line. He's a bone guy,
right?
So he finger bangs me.
Well, so he brought you somewhere in a room,
and
bends you over,
and he gives me that,
and sticks his finger all the way up your ass,
right, to see if I have appendicitis. He thinks I have appendicitis.
Is that the proper way to even diagnose appendicitis?
I have no idea. All I know is he brought another guy over.
Stop.
No, he did. This is the thing.
He did?
Yeah.
Well, here's what happened. So
no wonder you were angry.
Yeah. So he realizes that he can't diagnose it. So we've been in town, maybe in my memory, a matter of weeks. We moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico from Alaska. So he does that. He says, I don't know. So he knows one doctor that he met in Albuquerque, right? One guy who does this. So he comes over to the house. So now we're in the bathroom, and now doctor's giving me the examination.
Finger up the ass, too.
And my father's sitting there watching, and I'm like,
oh my God, it's humiliating.
Right. So I'm thinking, like, God, you know, if a cop or if anyone walked in on that, what would they say?
Go to jail.
It's okay, we're doctors. We're doctors. This is my son. So,
well, you know, that's gotta damage you. I mean, you're joking about it here, but it is. In other words, it's so
still on his mind.
It's so invasive. It's like, look what you write about. Your dad put his fingers in your grandpa's mouth
to see if to look at his teeth. That was the weirdest thing. Dude.
Maybe he was checking for gold fillings.
Yeah, I know. He said he didn't recognize him.
Right.
And you know, I guess that, you know, people in grief or people in that moment. But you're Jewish. I'm a Jew. So it was a very odd situation that. You know, we're at the funeral, and he's, you know, he's a little, you know, he's working the room. He's a little perkier than he should be. And, you know, there's a funeral director there. You know, the Jews don't open the casket, right? So there's a funeral director standing by. I see my father talking to her, and I'm like, oh, what is this about? What's he doing? And it's a woman, which is, you know, this young woman is a funeral director. And I see him talking to her, and I walk up and go, what's going on? And my father goes, I want to see the body.
Right.
I'm like, okay. I mean, that's all right. It's reasonable. You know, you can do that. So she walks us in there, and there's a casket, the pine box. The woman opens up the top of the pine box and pulls the tallis away from my grandfather's little dead head.
Yeah.
And there's his face.
Right.
And I'm standing there next to my father, and then he just reaches down and he pulls his mouth open with his finger. And the woman was beautiful. This woman, you know, she's. You know, she goes, is there a problem with the mouth? And my old man just says, I just want to see his teeth. It's him. It's like if there was a question, it's him.
Maybe it was his way of dominating his dad in some weird way.
That's what it was definitely a boundaryless situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but
did it remind you of getting a finger stuck in your ass? Seriously, like it's like the fingers are going everywhere in inappropriate places.
No, I kind of put this stuff in my mind in a certain way because you grow up with somebody who's like that, who's a doctor. You don't always think in that way.
Yeah, I guess, but it just seems. Are they happy for you now, or were they also very negative about you going into comedy? Were they not that supportive?
I think my father, because he battled a bit with depression, and it was always sort of that was my way of I think that the only way that I managed to get any sense of self was fighting them or making them laugh. Like I could always make my dad laugh. I could talk to him about. I could put his.
Sad you had to work so hard to get your dad to pay attention to you.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So there's your anger. What's the fucking mystery? Well, we didn't fix it.
But your dad made you funny. Now we got to look at the other side.
No, he didn't.
Too.
That's bullshit.
Come on.
He made himself funny.
It was the hard work of making his dad laugh, crafting those jokes for his dad. That was the beginning.
I think
funny.
I think I was protecting myself, and I think you're right to a certain degree. And I get along with them all right. We'll see what happens with the book. He is upset. There is some moments. But
his dad's master plan in life wasn't to make him funny.
No, his dad obviously had problems and wasn't thinking about his life at all.
His dad didn't make him funny. He was funny, and that was what he used to get his dad's attention. But
what? You need to have practice, Howard. You need to have a rough audience, and that's what his dad was.
The thing that makes Mark angry is giving away his talent to his father, too. Let him have something of his own. His father didn't have jack shit to do with him being funny.
And I have to tell you,
meanwhile, what the fuck is funny about this?
It's very funny that's where most comedians get it from. They're trying to protect themselves and make somebody who's dangerous laugh.
You getting laid at all? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I got to.
How many times you been married?
Twice.
Jesus.
Twice, no kids.
You get married again?
I think so. Yeah. Wouldn't you? I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Keep doing it until you get it right.
You got a nice woman now. So.
I do. She's adorable, and she's
how old?
She's 29.
How old are you?
I'm 49.
Okay, that's the right age.
That's right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to do a little over half, right?
That's right. That works. Where'd you meet her, in a comedy club?
No, she emailed me, and she was
she admires you.
Yeah, she was she listened to my show, and I met her, and it was touch and go at the beginning, but it sort of leveled off. She's at the hotel right now,
waiting,
sleeping.
For you. Right.
But it's
what
great.
What was touch and go at the beginning?
Well, when you meet somebody that way, you as a comic, you don't really date much. You get off stage and you're sort of like, what? Really? Okay, that sounds good.
Is that how it works? Is like a rock star when you get off stage, if there are girls sort of hanging around?
Lined up. No.
And so you take them back to the hotel and you bang them, right?
That happens.
Yeah, it's not a lot of dating. It's not a lot of romance.
No, I don't know how to do that. There was a period after the second wife left where, there was I was kind of trying to fuck her out of my heart. That's not really dating.
What went wrong with the second wife? Was she young too?
She was 13 years younger. I think she just had enough of me because
it's hard being married to a comic.
Well, like with the anger stuff, now that I've gotten beaten down and that I'm more prone to crying than yelling.
What a nightmare.
Well, I'm difficult, but it's gotten a lot better. I really think that when the second one left, which I didn't see coming, and she was something else.
Was she cheating on you?
I don't. It's unclear. Right. I mean, she did end up with a guy that she had met. She was definitely emotionally cheating. I didn't really pursue it.
Isn't that the worst? Because then when you go off on the road and you're doing your thing and you're thinking, gee, back home, who knows if my wife's with me, if she's not. I mean, it's
well, yeah, and when you're insecure, that happens anyways. That'll ruin a relationship.
Right.
She was very pretty, and after a while, you can't afford the energy of the jealousy. But I don't know really. I haven't really investigated when it started. But she left, and a lot of it was because of the anger. People who live with angry people, they eventually just just fill up with it, and they get drained.
Were
and they
you
leave.
insanely jealous? Like, was your jealousy off the charts with her because she was so beautiful?
No, I gave up on it
Because you said I can't even deal with it.
Yeah, well, what do you? Because you're just going to keep making up shit. Like I remember one time I asked her, I said, do other guys hit on you? She's like, look at me, and I'm like, all right,
every minute.
yeah. Well, that's comforting. I guess I'm gonna have to let that go.
Do you know who she's with now?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
How'd you find out?
You just Google it.
You Googled her.
So